Okay. 1, 2, 3. Hit the hell out of the mic stand. That's fine. That
At least you'll
works.
hear the
That was a
thud.
perfect clap. We did it exactly the same
1,
time.
2, 3.
And we didn't even practice. I didn't know if you were counting down or up. I didn't know if you were saying go. I didn't know if you were saying shoot.
You were there yesterday.
When I was doing it?
Yesterday.
Get wrecked, dude.
Did we do that
How do
yesterday?
you not know?
Yeah, when I was doing it, and then I
Yeah.
clapped 3 times, and Connor got mad
Oh,
at me.
yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Either-
Savages.
Yeah, we don't do things yesterday.
Yeah. Wednesdays are no go for anything.
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 But want to know what is good for today? Going over the Game Award nominations.
What a
Is that
segue.
what we're doing?
Yeah.
That was really good, Connor.
You gotta hit every angle.
Every angle.
Every what? We move on.
The game awards.
Wait, say it. You go first letter, first word.
Game.
No.
G. Oh, the.
Game.
Awards.
Yeah.
Nice.
10 out of 10.
Okay. Well, we can go ahead and just
Big dubs.
We got 31 categories to go through, so let's just.
31.
That's what it says.
Dang.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
a
lot.
lot.
We have Baskin
Categories.
Robbins on here.
Yeah,
31
flavors.
Best sponsor?
Incredible.
I can't believe they don't sponsor anything.
This is not a sponsor stream.
No,
I wish
it's
it.
not.
If we were.
We were in a fight over Baskin Robbins yesterday.
We weren't in a fight.
What happened with Baskin Robbins?
In an argument.
There was no argument.
You said something about frozen hot chocolate, and I said that was just a Frosty.
So
A
let's
frosty, like a frosty
Wendy's
from Wendy's?
Frosty.
Yeah.
No, I'd say that Wendy's Frosties is
It's like
That's
a frozen
just
hot chocolate.
no. I'd say frozen hot chocolate's more of a flavor than.
What?
I'd say that.
Hot
I've
chocolate's
not
a
had
flavor.
frozen hot chocolate flavored anything. When have you
But
had?
the-
it?
but to be-
What
but to be
are you
fair,
talking
Maybe
about?
Frozen
chocolate.
hot,
What is-
but frozen hot chocolate is the argument was
What's the argument?
that it was ice cream, and
Oh,
that,
right.
and that Dunkin' Donuts sold it, thus
Dunk-
making it a place that you could go to buy ice cream as well as donuts.
No.
No, that's a fair statement.
Baskin Robbins sells ice
At least
cream, and
they-
it's just Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin Robbins that sell both. Dunkin' Donuts does not sell ice cream. If you ever go to a solo Dunkin' Donuts, they do not sell ice cream.
I've never
I've
seen
been to
Dunkin'
Donut-
Donuts.
Dunkin'
they-
Donuts, Baskin
I've
Even
Robbins.
the one in South End, I feel like they do sell
They
ice
have
cream.
Baskin Robbins.
That's not a combination one, though, is it?
Yeah. If
Yeah.
it has Baskin Robbins in there, it's a combination one. It might just be called Dunkin',
It's loud.
but it's got the combination in there.
All right. Well, I've been bested. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get to the
It's
first
okay,
topic.
though.
Favorite ice cream flavor.
Favorite flavor,
Frozen ice cream.
Baskin Robbins donuts.
Is my favorite flavor.
Frozen ice cream or hot chocolate?
Frozen hot chocolate.
You got to make
Ice
up your
cream.
mind here.
No,
Come
I'm
on.
sticking with it. Frozen ice cream is my
But you know
favorite
what? Let's
flavor.
pick the best flavor of esport event. How about that?
All right.
Wow.
All right. I guess we
Okay,
can.
okay,
We can do
give
that
me-
if you want.
Let me know the
I guess we go.
names. Let's go.
Recognizing an event across single or multiple
Definitely
days
not Evo.
that delivered you shut your mouth, class experience for participants and the broadcast audience.
So my issue with this category is I've only been to one event this past year, and none of and I don't see it on here on this list at all. And I didn't spectate any of these as a viewer, so
not
I
even
have no
league?
say in this.
Well, which
How-
one would you go to?
However,
You
the
watched a
one
bit of
that I
League.
would go to, probably the Valorant Champs.
Really?
That's probably the one that I would go to the most because League, it doesn't strike my interest as much
Wait. Okay.
if I were to go to one.
I was confused though when I looked at this. The mid-season invitational, that wasn't a Rocket League thing?
No, that's not Rocket League.
What is that for?
I have no clue what that
Is
is.
that Dota?
I think it's Dota.
That might be Dota.
That looks like a Rocket League ball on top, though.
That's why I was curious.
That's
But
false
the claw
advertising.
makes me think Dota, the thing that's holding it up.
I think the
I
lack.
think that's Dota.
I think the lack of marketing takes it out of consideration. We don't even
Yeah,
know
we
what
should
it
just take
is.
that
How
one
are we
out of
supposed
the
to
way.
vote for it? Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
definitely not.
I'm pretty sure it's Dota, but you're still right because their big tournament is just called the Invitational.
They think they're that big. They
Yeah.
can just call it.
Well,
the
I mean, it
Invitational,
is
and
the
they expect
biggest
people to be
prize
like, Oh
pool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
respect
would
it.
call it that too.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah,
But it's out.
for me,
Mhm.
I would say Valorant Champs
Go on.
that I would go to.
But why?
Because
Over everything else?
any of the other games, Valorant's the only one that I've seen the most of, mainly because of the work we're doing.
Yeah, I was
where
gonna
it's
say, that's
mainly
not really
around
fair.
Valorant. But it also, I would be more inclined to watch Valorant than I would League of Legends, for example. And that also
Fair.
goes for the rest of the games on there.
Fair.
Okay.
But
hear
I
you.
did see the stadium for League of Legends World Champs, and it looked insane.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, the one that I think deserves to win is the one that had a hit single from Lil Nas X as the, the theme to it. So League of Legends World Championship, especially with 5 million viewers. 5 million viewers.
I mean, that's pretty insane. And not to mention, it doesn't say you have to be there in person. I don't know if you noticed that.
A month long. It's a month-long tournament.
Month-long tournament that
plus-
they're able to organize in a way that didn't
It's a
collapse
month
completely.
long?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So think about the events that we put on that are 2 days and we're like freaking out, right? This is just an entire month.
No, we don't. No, we don't. We're perfectly calm every day that
Well,
we're doing anything.
not at
Is
all.
it the
We're
same?
totally good.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm gonna go with League of Legends as well, though. I think Valorant Champions is great, and I think it's going to potentially pass League of Legends, but it's also modeled after League of Legends, right? Because it's Riot Games. So I think League of Legends has done it right for an extended period of time and month long already. In addition to that, I think Valorant's getting there, but it's definitely between those two. But League
Was
in
League
my
of
eyes.
Legends sponsored by Louis Vuitton?
I
if
think the
if
case that the trophy came in was in the
Yeah,
Louis
if you
Vuitton
see-
case.
My God, I think you might
if
be
you see
right.
that triangle, yeah, that's all Louis Vuitton stuff.
I don't think it was
super weird.
You know what?
by
I changed my answer.
Sean.
We have to go with the designer. We have to go with League of Legends. It only
You
makes
You
sense.
okay over there, big guy?
League is going to
You-
win. Yeah, I
you
tried
sure?
crossing my legs and I forgot that there was a pole right
You
here.
can't really
so
do
I just
that.
kicked it.
It's
Just straddle the
Stan.
pole.
I am straddling. the
should have
pole.
gave him the pets that we knew it.
We could literally switch right now.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
I like the mic, the boom mic.
All right, that's fine.
Connor, hit us with the curveball.
But Evo 2022,
I don't know what that
guys.
But
means.
what is that? Yeah.
Evo is the Evolution tournament series.
Gundam Evolution
He wishes.
would be insane.
So,
It's pretty strong.
Yeah.
No, it's
It's a
well,
fighting game
the
tournament.
history of Evo is that it used to be called the Battle of the Bay because it used to happen in San Francisco, and then it just got too big to the point where they just called it Evolution.
Battle of the Bay, is that like Civil War?
Oh yeah. No.
Or like the Bay
Okay,
of
I
Pigs
didn't-
invasion.
I hate
Bay of
this.
Bay of Pigs, that's so popular.
Listen, Evo's great because there's more than one game.
Okay.
They have this. They have the incredible arena. The only thing I will say that is probably a knock. All these other tournaments have really great statues
Mm.
and
I
trophies
was
as
just
trophies.
about to say.
Statues.
They're
Antwerp.
basically statues. Look at those
I mean,
things.
you're not
Those
wrong.
are works
CS
of
one is
art more
kinda
than they are
lacking.
trophies.
CS's is kind of lacking.
It's still better than the crowd shot from Evo.
We should totally, instead of saying best event, this should be which trophy's the best. We should go over which trophy we think is the best
Valorant.
instead.
Valorant.
Yeah, we could do that.
It's
Valorant's
the
looks
most
so
like
sick.
aesthetically cool looking.
I think
But
League of
honestly,
Legends
is like
League of Legends looks like
That's
the
epic.
trophy. Like
that
That
just
looks
like
like
a
the
pinnacle
King's,
trophy.
that look-
King's Gambit right there.
that looks
you
like
know.
the
same trophy.
it's
every
just the
year,
Stanley's
too.
Cup.
the goblets there. You know.
It's just a big trophy.
yeah, but it's classic. It looks traditional. Like it looks like
Who cares about
something
that?
that's
We gotta break the mold. We gotta get two.
what a volcano
You
that
want,
has
like,
a
upside
second
down
volcano
volcano?
on top of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Nah.
Double volcano.
With,
No,
with a
okay.
square in the middle.
But guys, it's
Or
also
cube?
what are the time things where you like turn them over? What is that? It's
Hourglass.
Hourglass.
Hourglass. It's like an hourglass. Like it's
Yeah, because
so it's
League's
the
time is
timer.
running out.
Okay, but look. Okay, but if we
yes.
if we
Way better than
if
what
we
I had.
extract it,
Way
it
better.
is a cylinder with a cube and then another cylinder.
Can we just pick League and move on?
We're picking League.
Looking like yeah.
League.
I
The
feel like
trophy
everyone was
wins.
already talking about it.
both for the event and the trophy.
I appreciate
Yeah.
that. I
Yes.
can look at that picture
Yes,
though and
there's no
go,
one.
that's Tekken 7 because it's Geese and Safina, and it's
Next.
the Saudi Arabian players because
Next.
Arslan Ash, the Saudi Arabian player, it plays Safina. And
But you can also see the flags up on either
Is the-
side.
is
as
I know,
well.
but I know that's why I know it's who that is.
Is the next category nobody asked?
pretty much.
Well, especially for me because
Esports coach.
I don't know who these
That's
people are.
going to.
Hold on, you got to read the subtext. The esports coach judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct
Okay.
in 2022.
Okay.
Outstanding
interesting.
performance and conduct.
Yeah.
Well,
This is why Connor hosts. He's got it.
for me, it's between FaZe's coach and Loud's coach. Loud won the Valorant championships, of course. And
It's
they
the
were
two
very,
volcanoes.
yep, they were very, very good all
And the
year,
cube.
especially showing up in majors very well.
That
And
thing looks
FaZe
heavy.
also won 3 tournaments the year, including one
Nice.
major PGL Antwerp. So your decision
Twerp?
is most likely between those two. Remember, did you not see the trophy
My
on the very
decision.
last page?
I did forgot that was the
Exactly. That's
well
what they
because
won.
to me Twerp is a
But-
band.
I would give
Tupperware
it
remix
to,
party.
Oh yeah.
It's just me though. Don't
I
worry.
think
It's-
Robin deserves it.
Who? Which? Where? Oh, FaZe.
Robin.
Robin Dahlstrom.
Dahlstrom.
Yep. I
Um,
think he deserves it.
I'm with you there. I'm gonna
FaZe
go
CS.
with them as well. Yeah, just the way FaZe Clan's been absolutely dominating CS:GO. Like
Dominating
the past
CS.
how many tournaments they've placed first and at a global stage as well.
Even
in
though
addition
they
to that,
played horrible
pretty
just
nuts.
recently in IEM Rio, but that's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay.
And I was gonna pick, Loud's coach as well, but the two volcanoes just throwing me off.
Yeah, I think it's between them two. His smile is also kind of scaring me, but that's okay.
Nah,
It's-
he's
He's
just
a
so
really
happy.
cool guy.
To be
It's a
fair,
loud-
he
it's a
doesn't. It
loud
doesn't
smile,
even.
very
It doesn't
loud
even
smile.
look like he's looking at the camera. He's definitely looking past the camera at the
He's looking
guy
at the
holding
guy.
it. Yeah.
because the guy was probably smiling and telling
I-
him
It's
to smile,
not
like,
what you
"Hey,
do.
son,"
Yeah, but you,
you know.
they- as a previous photographer for taking people's pictures, you point to the thing and go, "Look here! Don't look at me. Look here."
Okay, then
Yeah.
give it to Doom Bros.
So here's who I would go with. I would
Now, I
go
give
with
it to the guy on the
score.
far right. He's
I
like,
was just about to
"Yeah,
say.
I got
Nah,
it."
Jinji went
The reason why I
early
go with
exit in League of
score,
Legends.
the far right,
Can't give it to him.
it says most outstanding performance and conduct. Look at what he's wearing. That picture looks so professional.
Okay, look
All
at what
the rest-
Mateus
Himself
is
well,
wearing.
Is that what you're saying? I don't
I'm
understand how that makes
saying
him.
he
good
had the
conduct.
This
headshot
is
ready.
professional. Looks like you have good conduct. So I'm going with
It
score because I don't
looks
know
like
any
you
of these
have good
people.
conduct. Oh my
I don't know
goodness.
any of these people.
It's Robin next.
Yeah,
So if
score
you're
it
looking for
is.
somebody to vote for,
It's
don't
Rob.
take Blasky.
It's
Robin.
Yeah, Robin. I agree.
Best esports team, FaZe Clan, CS:GO.
Recognizing
not
a
even close.
specific
Yeah.
esports team,
Not even
not the
close.
full organization.
Not even close.
Judge
FaZe Clan,
them out.
CS:GO.
I hate
Esports
you.
team.
I hate
Yeah,
FaZe
you're
Clan,
not-
I'm
CS:GO
trying to
wins.
read the thing.
They were the best team out of all these
We don't need-
teams up
people
here.
can read
FaZe Clan
Connor,
was
it's
the most
fine. I
dominant
guess
team
so.
all year.
I agree. It's just been too dominant to say anybody else. Gen.G, why is that? Why are they the third, the fourth place finish in League of Legends?
Because they
I
had to
get it.
throw a league team up there, but like it's not Gen
Right,
G.
right.
LA
It's not
Thieves,
even
you won
Gen G.
2 tournaments. You won
TRX
finals,
took out
but
Gen G.
you also got like absolutely hornswoggled in some majors. So like, there's
Right.
no reason for you to be up there. Dark Zero, Apex Legends, I can see that. But like in terms of dominance the entire year, FaZe
No.
Clan dominated the
But
entire
look
No,
at that!
Dark
Look
Zero-
at that! Look at that little smile! Look at that little.
Like I get it. It's the best team, so it's not talking about the organization.
It's like
but
Sonic.
of course,
it's like
of course.
Sonic's looking at me.
But Dark Zero literally acquired this team so that they could go win it. I don't know if you know this, but like 5 days prior to the event, they picked up this squad. Like
Oh, really?
I know a lot of
I mean,
organizations
but it's
do that.
it's still
right?
just
But
best
it-
team,
feels
so it's
weird.
like during that event in that year. But
yeah, but
they
it's
were
talking about the
pretty
team.
dominant.
It's
I
talking about
get
the
it.
team, not the org itself.
I
So would
think
you say
Splasky,
those
we've
3
said it
players?
a couple
FaZe's
times.
CS:GO
The three
team
pl-
was the best team
True.
all year by far.
No, I get that.
Kerrigan, Rops, Twists, Brokey, and Rain.
We got to get
Yes.
Greek on here to attest to the Dark Zero Apex side, but for now it's FaZe Clan CS:GO.
FaZe
It's
Clan,
Clan,
1-2.
dominant.
CS:GO.
It's again, it's been out forever, but it still slaps and they still
It
dominate.
still is an
Yeah, I'd
awesome
agree.
game to watch.
And you'd argue that it could be even harder because of how many
Best
players are in the game.
esports
Yeah, exactly.
athlete.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is where we get down to it. So,
Most outstanding for performance and conduct, irrespective
yay.
of game.
Irrespective of game.
Game
Okay.
don't matter.
I'm giving it to
Even
yay.
though Faker looked like he got game.
Can I give it to myself then?
Ooh.
Gameplay's like the only thing I
We
like.
only
you know
we
what
can
I'm
only go off nominations.
saying?
Okay, no.
Okay.
We can
Gotcha.
nominate you next
That's
year.
fair.
We got you next
Thank
year.
You. I appreciate
Jordan
that.
did say that Chovy
But
was
for Adbear like
incredible.
us. Okay.
Mm.
Chovy was incredible the whole entire year. And that he's a great player, but in
Hasn't
ter-
Simple been insane too?
Simple is the goat of CS:GO.
And Faker's the goat of
Faker's
League
the
of
goat of League
Legends.
of Legends. Kerrigan is the IGL for FaZe Clan who was the best team all year, and Ye is the best Valorant player in the world. So,
What's he doing with his hands?
he's giving you the swag.
That is
you know,
that is not the Shaka bra.
He's giving you the
It's
yay.
fine.
He's literally putting his thumbs together to make
Oh,
like a
I thought you
thing.
were talking about
Okay.
Kerrigan.
No.
Oh,
That's what the dude on the far right who's like,
Yay.
yeah. What is that like? Is that like a thing?
Apparently, the thumbs
Um,
up are seeing as
He's El
Faker's doing it
Diablo,
too.
so it might be Devil Horns.
Wait, I thought his name was Ye.
Yeah.
It is, but his nickname is El Diablo.
I thought so. It's Jacob Ye El Diablo Whitaker.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
His gamer tag
That's
is
too
Yay,
much.
but
You got to
he's
choose
known
one.
as El
You
Diablo.
can't choose. You have to choose.
You know how
one.
Faker? It's like Faker, but he's known as just Goat.
Well,
I don't get it. Outstanding for performance, but irrespective of game.
yeah,
So
that
how
doesn't
would he
make.
perform, but not in the game?
Outside of the game,
So like
conduct with other people, whether he was a jerk to people
like
or not.
in the bedroom. What are we talking in performance?
Essentially,
That's no.
Yeah,
That's not irrespective of game. You need
You
need
need
game,
good
to get there.
that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, true. I didn't think of it that way.
I would give it to Ye. I think Ye was the best player all year.
Is it
in
just
terms of
because he's doing
esports.
that? I mean, that's pretty
Well,
sick.
he's El
but
Diablo. He was the most dominant Valorant player the entire year.
The
Like,
entire year
just not even close.
Did,
Yeah,
did he win?
prior to
Yeah,
2020.
they did. They won a major. They won Iceland. Optic did.
But they didn't win the whole
They
thing.
did not. They came in second to Loud, but it
Hmm.
was not to the
Oh.
fault of Ye.
But everybody else on his team.
No, not necessarily. I think Loud played better. Loud was a better team going into it, but
Okay.
um,
I have no opinions because I don't know any of the people.
I think Loud was a better team going in, but Optic hung in there. They were
What?
they were the NA darlings.
Yeah, I didn't know either. So
Best-
it's totally cool to move on.
For
Well.
the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience, inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content, irrespective of genre or platform.
Well,
We
let
know
me
where
just
you are
start off
going
with
towards.
let me unbiased opinion as a whole. So
Where is this gonna go?
Yeah.
so I know that Rocket League,
Mr. 5,000
you know
hours.
how it is pretty competitive as is, and there's a big competitive scene. Well, freestyling was able to be introduced in tournaments as well as was showcased at the World Championship, and this says inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates. So with that community support, I mean they're showcasing like non-pro players that are doing incredible things with mechanics within the game on the world stage.
Also,
It's
actually-
1v1 tournaments as
and
well, so
1v1s.
different game modes in addition to just the main event too.
Yeah, and
So,
I think
mean,
that's
part of
really
it.
important, especially like they're not just showcasing
Mm.
the top players; they're showcasing all aspects of the game.
That reminds me a lot of I think it's at SmashCon, like a really huge. It's a Smash tournament that holds literally 64 onward, upward. So it's every Smash game, and they also have like a combo contest. That's always really fun to watch
Okay.
because it's super casual and it looks super cool.
Yeah, and so that's the only reason why I'm voting Rocket League. Also, that's the only one that I've really paid attention to.
I mean, you put some good points out there for Rocket League. I think the other games kind of just stick to what they
They're good
are
at.
and what they know best, which is incredible in itself. Across both CS, League, Valorant, and Dota.
Let's get rid of
But-
CS:GO right now. I mean, we talk about community supports. You still have to like basically code in order to even create a private match in the first place.
You're not
They're
wrong.
not going to
You're
give you the
not
ability
wrong.
to do that. Yeah, you
They
still
never
have to.
updated that.
No, it's still
No.
that way today.
Valve doesn't care.
When did
No,
that game come
absolutely
out?
not. CS:GO's off the table.
Oh God.
Long
I can't
ago.
even think of when it came out.
I think League of Legends does a good job to keep it fresh for the
League
community.
does.
Like they'll
Riot does
continually
really good.
rotate in some different game modes too, in addition to Rocket League.
Also, just with the skins that they put out as
But a
well, and
lot
how
of the-
much they support esports within the game itself.
Yeah.
That's why COD doesn't even come close onto this list.
Are a
because they
lot
don't
of
care.
the League of Legends game modes like also shown at tournament stuff, or is it just the 5?
No, it's just that
Just
one.
the 5v5.
Well, I think
is
Rocket
the
League, your
typical
point
Rift,
is pretty
right?
good on that.
Okay.
The
Then
same
I
thing with League. You don't get ARAM,
Can't believe
Valorant,
Smite's
you
not
don't
on
play
this
like
list.
free
Yeah,
for
and
alls or death matches.
Another point for the freestyling, especially, is this is community driven,
Mm.
and then Psyonix allowed it and showcased it.
Okay.
Yeah. With Valorant, I mean, they have fresh content, but same situation applies with League of Legends. With Rocket League, it's definitely got the best grassroots feels, which means community support, and they're pretty good with their content updates as well, fixing any bugs are gone within the day, essentially, except for tournaments, which I ran as a content creator for a very long time. Those were broken forever. Psyonix fix it, but overall, I think
Yo,
Rocket
tell 'em
League
to this
bring-
one, too.
Oh yeah, fix it.
I think it's better now.
Rocket League should. I think Rocket League does have the best consideration here for this title.
I think it takes it simply because I didn't know about there's multiple game modes that get competitive play, and the fact that like League doesn't do that is weird to me because Smite does
Agree.
the same thing. Like
Yeah.
their 3v3 and their 5v5 are like the most popular ones, and Arena, which is like just a death match, and those also get all like competitive play, and so I appreciate that more.
I just
Yeah.
know Dota gives out a lot of money,
It's not about the
so
money
good for Dota.
at a point.
I think the winningest esports player of all time comes from Dota. He's like $9 million earned.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
And this is who we vote for, not who we think people will vote for.
No,
'cause it's
yeah.
not going. Rocket League's
You
not
could
going to
do
win.
both.
They're not going to win.
No,
But
people aren't going to know all that information.
No, of
either.
course
I would
not.
say League is probably going to win.
It's a popularity contest.
No,
in my
yeah.
opinion.
Well, it all
League
is.
will win
Yeah.
or Valorant, depending on who votes for it.
I
But
think-
Rocket League should deserve it.
We're all kind of on Rocket League on that one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I think
fair
so.
enough. Next.
1-for-1 and
Most
category.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Most anticipated game.
Recognizing an announced
Oh.
game
I know it's
that
Sean
has
speaking.
demonstrably illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward.
I'm between two. Number
Mm-hmm.
one, I don't care about Final Fantasy 16, even though it'll probably win.
Can I guess
Don't
which
do
ones
that.
you're between?
Hope I
Yes.
don't follow you.
You're
home.
leaning towards Hogwarts Legacy, but also including Starfield.
I'm actually leaning more towards Starfield than I am Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay, but those are the
Because
two.
I'm a Bethesda fanboy. Yes.
yes, agreed.
I can't believe.
Starfield
I can't
looks
believe what I'm hearing.
amazing
How does anybody trust Bethesda at this point?
because I put my
Because Fallout 14 out broken
I
again.
put
What
my
if-
blinders on and I support it.
Oh my
Plus
God,
the
I hate
mod.
this.
What
Bethesda
Still living
really
the Skyrim
supports the
days out
modding
here.
communities, and they have over 1,000
Yeah,
planets
pay
for
for
the
it.
modders. to go
Yeah,
for.
cool.
I'm unaware of what issues you're referring to, Connor, with Bethesda. I just
Every-
know
It
Skyrim.
was buggy.
Every Bethesda game
It's
that
buggy.
it came out Fallout 3 onward was buggy, and their parent company ZeniMax, which I tie to them because that was the thing for a while, screwed over Obsidian mad hard when New Vegas came out. And
Yes, they
didn't let them fix the game.
But
who is it that acquired Bethesda?
Microsoft.
Microsoft. So
Starfield is coming out, right? Starfield.
Endless
Here's
money.
my thing. Starfield. Bethesda has only ever put out like Skyrim and Fallout games, right? This is their first brand new IP in 25 years that they're coming out with. They're
And I
coming
can't
in.
believe you trust
They
them.
are excited.
I think you're proving Connor's point.
They're
you know,
excited.
honestly.
They're excited to create a new story, a new wavelength. They seem
Yeah.
interested into it. This is a game that's been a lot of years in the making and sort of developing and building up. They've developed a lot of new technology to push this game forward. They've got the big boy money from Microsoft coming in to help them out finish this thing. And they're putting all their focus into this, and it looks like a fun game.
It also doesn't.
It looks like No Man's Sky.
To me,
I
it
don't
also
care.
seems like it's not being
You're
rushed.
saying No Man's Sky is a bad game.
And I think in today's
Boring.
gaming's like the way gaming's headed right now is everything's being rushed just for money. And it seems like Starfield is one of the few games that I've heard about for years, and they are not going to release it early, and it doesn't
They
feel
pushed it
rushed,
back.
which
It
I
was
think is
supposed to-
really important.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to come out November 11th, and they
Now,
pushed it back, which is
let's-
perfect. That's fine.
Let's not say that, because Cyberpunk is the case in point for that, where it got pushed back 3-4 times
Yeah,
and
but
still
they're not
came out.
developing it they're not developing Starfield for every
But if
single
we're only-
platform available, which is what broke. I mean, it's part of the reason
It's
why
part of
Cyberpunk.
but at
was
the
so
same time, if we're
broken.
talking about pushing stuff back and making that, having that was what makes it look good. I don't trust that.
What are some of the best
Also,
what I've heard from as far as RPGs and everything, like these role playing games? Obviously, that's what
all the Bethesda ones are bad and have
No,
terrible
I've-
stories.
they're not.
I've
Yes,
heard
they are.
Oh my
They're
everyone
always-
loves
hey,
Skyrim. Everyone loves
Skyrim is
Fallout.
incredible.
Like these games
Yes.
are known
People
for being good.
people
Connor-
love Fallout
is a-
after the fact and don't want to talk about how bad the stories are
Okay,
because
we
they're
wanna talk
always
about how bad The Witcher 3, how buggy The Witcher 3 was when it came out, and still revered as one of the greatest games ever made.
and that's people huffing the copium.
Huffing the copium.
That's copium.
no.
those games
that's
aren't very
someone who
good.
Gave the game one chance, didn't like parts of it that were broken, and never went back to it.
So
instead
I
of just
did.
giving
I've
it
beaten
chances.
3 and 4 and the DLCs.
Connor, you
Okay,
think that
then
Sean's
Sean,
on some
you
copium.
don't understand who you're talking to. I spite playthrough video games. I have played Neo, a game I have recordly hated for like about 100 hours to make sure I can hate it properly. So when I have these discussions, I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Fallout
Okay.
3 and 4
No,
are terrible stories
they're not
because they're
terrible
both the
stories.
same thing. They don't allow any sort
yeah.
of you getting to
Yeah.
play as a character because you only get 4 dialogue options and they're only labeled as emotions, which is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in
Which
my
have
life.
you even checked out Starfield and seen the dialogue options and the skill trees and everything like that?
I don't trust it till it's
There's
out.
sk-
Have you
see.
seen much gameplay of it?
Yes.
Okay.
There's been a decent amount of gameplay release and a decent amount of information that's been released to it, and so far everything points to this game is going to be a lot of fun.
Hopefully.
It's going to have a good story
Mm.
and a lot of choice and coming back to the RPG elements that made Bethesda what it was 20 years ago.
Okay,
I-
you don't know what you're saying because the
Fallout 1 and 2.
those weren't made by Bethesda. Those were made by Obsidian.
Or sorry, Morrowind. Sorry, that's what I'm thinking of. Not
You ever played
Fallout.
Morrowind?
back in the Elder Scrolls.
You ever play Morrowind?
Morrowind, yeah.
So bad. It's the
Compared to today's games,
I'm just saying, like
See.
having played it recently because
Go
it's on
back-
Game Pass.
go back in
Yo,
time.
stabbing
go
at
back
something
in
for
time.
20 minutes and not being
Just-
able to hit it's the
Just
most
close
frustrating
your
thing.
eyes and go back in time
let's
and play
talk-
those games. They're bad.
Let's talk Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy is
Yeah,
going
let's
to
do it.
be awesome.
Sure
Hogwarts
it is.
Legacy
They just released some like
So,
gameplay footage recently.
Yes, they
I
did.
didn't
45
watch it,
minutes
but I
of
know
it.
you did.
45 minutes of it. Hogwarts Castle looks incredible. Every element of it. I'm interested to see a little bit of the CGI in the voice acting was a little bit off, or at least
Weird.
like the motion capture from on the players' faces will look a little bit janky. But that's something that they can like work out, and I'm not really too worried about it. But as long as the game plays great, the game looks great, I'm fine with it.
Avalanche Software, what are they known for? What games do they
so,
put out?
like,
What
willing. It's so weird.
WB Games?
That's
So willing
Warner
to
Bros.
trust.
Games.
That's Warner Brothers.
It's Warner
yeah.
Brothers.
I don't-
Well,
I-
Warner Brothers.
They're
right?
just
But, like, who
publishing
is
it.
Okay.
Avalanche.
publishing
Actually, don't know.
Avalanche.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I don't know
the
any
game too, and I
games.
can't think of it.
Okay, let's talk about something we can agree on. So Final Fantasy and Resident Evil, those are gone.
I
just
think.
don't
I
Well,
think.
Final
care
Fantasy's
for
gonna
their
win.
games.
I think Resident Evil 4 is fine to leave because it's not innovative.
Yeah.
It's the RE2 remake treatment to 4.
Right.
It's gonna be better as RE2 remake was, but it's not pushing anything.
I was like, pushing the gaming medium.
And do we even
forward,
know whether
no.
the Legend of the Zelda's going to come out next year or
No.
not? Because I don't think they've ever set a release date. They just
I
keep
thought it was like
saying
April.
stuff.
Didn't they say like spring 2023?
They said it was supposed to come out last year, and it was like early on last year. They were like, it's coming out, or early on this year they said it was coming out, and then it just never happened. And then they're like, oh, it's 2023.
Oh,
and-
oh no.
Hmm.
Avalanche Software seems to be the Disney Infinity people.
Yeah, they are.
Oh. That's no good.
That's fine.
No, it's not.
Yeah, we are, because
Yeah, we
you-
are.
We are fine.
Okay,
You don't
We
care
are fine.
about Harry
Avalanche?
Potter.
it's fine. Everything's fine.
You don't care about Harry Potter, and that's okay. But all of us who enjoy Harry Potter, we're gonna play Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah,
I'm
but that's
Gonna
not what
love
we're
it.
talking.
I'm not a big enjoyer of Harry Potter,
No,
but I'm still super pumped for the game. It
Okay.
looks great, and I think delaying games is
Pushing?
important.
Potential to push the gaming medium forward. Hogwarts Legacy. Because
Starfield will do
you're
it.
living in. It's not been done that you can
I
basically
would-
live in another universe that is something that basically everybody wants, except for Connor, want to live in and really feel like you're a part of that world. That
Man,
you've
that's not
seen
even true.
captured in
I
books
want
and
that. I
movies.
just don't trust Bethesda to do it.
But potential to push.
Luckily,
I
Bethesda's
know.
not
Potential to
doing
put
it.
it through.
Yeah.
So if we're talking that way, I mean, Zelda, I don't think it's going to
That's
push
such a
anything forward.
such a
right?
loose
You're not
term.
pushing anything.
Potential.
Yeah,
Starfield does
potential to
have
push.
the potential to push the gaming medium forward with the size and scale and scope of what they're building.
I'm just worried about that download because my
the
internet right
download's gonna
now
be
is
crazy.
not too great.
but that's fine.
I would only
I'm cool
say my only 2 cents to throw towards the Legend of Zelda one is because of what Breath of the Wild was and
Oh, yeah.
did
It was a great game.
comparatively to like other stuff that came out at the time and other open world games.
Are you talking about?
Yeah, but what's the next
Are you
step in the right
comparing it
direction?
to other Nintendo games or
No.
just in
I
general?
mean,
Just the
like to
last
what
Legend
came
of
out that
Zelda
same
game.
year.
Sure.
Like that was a real open world game, kind of like how Elden Ring is now. Like it's just open and do whatever and figure it out. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that again in some other way.
Right, but that's kind of just Western versus Eastern games, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Eastern games are much more like you just figure it out versus Western Ubisoft style, which is fill your HUD up with as many things as you can possibly see. And
Let's
then,
not talk about Ubisoft. Let's
Yeah.
just not worry about that.
All right,
I don't
let's
need,
go to
I don't
next.
need to be
That's
thinking about
totally
towers.
fair.
I'm not a huge
Yeah,
fan of
I
Zelda
agree.
in general. Never really cared for those games, so I don't care for that one.
So
And
I'm
I tried-
Hogwarts. Go ahead.
Yeah, for me, I loved Skyrim so much. I would love for Starfield to be good. That's the one I'm most excited for.
Starfield again, but Final Fantasy will probably win at the Game Awards.
I'm just gonna pick Final Fantasy because I don't trust the other ones enough.
Why do you trust
And you
that
trust
one?
Square Enix?
I trust Yoshi P.
Okay.
I trust the man who saved Final
Are you?
Fantasy 14. No, like
Yoshi?
Yoshi?
Yoshi P is the guy who revived
The
Final
frog?
Fantasy 14 from its original release.
Dinosaur.
All right,
You
all right,
dinosaur,
we're just
not
gonna go
frog.
back.
We go next.
Yeah.
We
We
go
go
next,
next.
boys.
Best adaptation, Cyberpunk Edge Runners next.
No, no,
Recognizing
Cyberpunk Edge Runners
outstanding
next.
shut up. Recognizing creative work that faithfully and authentically
Dang.
adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. So, Uncharted can leave. I don't think they faithfully did it a lot. Cuphead, I don't think that did that either.
No.
Compared
Is
to,
there how much of a story is the game entirely? Like, is it?
I mean, what, Cuphead? I mean, it's all story. It's
There's a
go
story.
get these contracts for me, the devil, because or else I'll take your souls. And you go around and you blast people. And then you beat the devil and you save everybody. You know, kind
So
of.
not nearly like Cyberpunk Edge Runners with our boy David and our girl Lucy, best girl.
I just want to say that I've heard so much hype over Arcane, and I've heard so many people love it. I don't know many people that don't, and there's a lot of people that went from Arcane to play League of Legends.
But if you
that
can
love
tell
League of
me,
Legends
if
now.
you
Vice
can tell me
versa, of course.
Mm,
a single game, right?
To be
Single
fair, the
game.
same thing happened with Cyberpunk.
The thing with
I haven't heard as
Cyberpunk
much
is
from it.
Fair
the
enough.
thing with Cyberpunk was averaging, I think, around 60,000 players a week before Edge Runners came out. After Edge Runners came out, within 2 weeks, it was back up to 1 million players per week
Okay.
playing that game because of how good Edge Runners
But
was.
you know how League of Legends fans are as a whole,
I don't care about
let
League of
alone-
Legends fans.
and they are going to
Sorry.
watch the show and
Children.
say they love
Yeah,
it. I think that's
oh.
really important to say too.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners is
I was going
the
mean.
best anime I've seen this year, and it is got to be the best adaptation I've seen this year. It is incredible. It will make you cry
What,
because of how good it is.
Lasky, what did you say about League of Legends? like players that they're very critical of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
well, then if Arcane was bad, then we'd be hearing we would
be-
never hear the end of how terrible it
And
was.
I've only heard good
good
things.
things again. So yeah, if that was your point, then yeah, I'm with you there. With
And
with
the
Arcane.
adaptation, I hear that like all those champions are pretty like on point with the lore that's based within the game and everything. So, and with how long League of Legends has been out as a whole, like the adaptation I've heard is just so incredible and within the storylines.
Cyberpunk was like going through the game in anime style. That's literally what the game was like,
Listen,
or what the
Oh,
show
I
was
don't.
like.
If it's 2-2 on Cyberpunk and Arcane, I think that's fine to leave it at, because I don't think
Wow.
there's going to be a
Pick.
consensus.
Oh yeah,
Because I don't think Sean and I are going to convince either of you
No.
of a show you haven't watched
I've-
compared to.
I've seen
Right.
I've only seen one episode of anything on this list, and I've seen one episode of Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Not a huge fan.
He saw one episode of Cyberpunk Edgerunners while Jordan was constantly saying to change it and was talking crap about it. So
He was also saying that
there's a
during the
difference.
the first episode of every other show, and I liked all the other shows.
yeah,
I
but you
doubt
have
he
to
did that
build up
during
into
Arcane.
Cyberpunk.
We didn't.
Well,
He didn't
Yeah.
even get to see him attach any cyberware, or meet up with the crew, anything like that.
Wow.
Literally didn't even see any of that. Just saw the first.
I feel like
episode,
one episode isn't enough to make a judgment call. I'm like a four.
especially on
I'm like a
that
4
one.
episode kind of person.
Understood, but I've heard a lot more good things about Arcane than I've heard even talked about Cyberpunk. But
Is nobody
I
gonna go
might
with
be-
Sonic Boys? Come on.
Jim
Oh,
Carrey,
oh,
great performance,
100%.
but
No, who cares about Jim Carrey? It's all about Idris Elba.
yeah, but, well,
Dude,
yeah.
I'm excited for 3 because Shadow's showing up.
Wow.
Ooh, Shadow.
Yeah, Shadow's gonna
be in the
Edgelord,
next one.
The original
Yeah.
Edgelord.
Yeah,
So good. I think we're fine on being on a 2-2-2 here.
Yeah, I could care less.
I'm with you, yeah.
If we said Cyberpunk, whatever. Like I'm not offended like Sean is.
I would be hurt by it because it was so good.
Best
Debut
debut
indie,
the
Stray,
best-
I want to.
Stray was
I-
so cool.
Stray.
Tunic.
You can pick Tunic all you want. but
Stray seems
Stray.
so innovative
Tunic.
too. Like
Yeah.
that seems like the first
What?
game where you are playing as a cat, and people love that game. I
People obsess over that game, man.
people were in love with that game, and I
It's
haven't
just
played
'cause
any of these.
people get the feline toxoplasmosis. These love cats.
Exactly.
I've heard people that like dogs like Stray too.
The gameplay seemed
Fucking
pretty.
pet people. Can't look past them. It's a
Uh,
cat. It's whatever.
Yeah,
No,
'cause
but
Tunic
you
is a
are
fox.
but you're a cat. Have you ever?
Wait,
name
hold
one-
on. You're right, but what are you
name,
talking about?
Name another game where you've been a cat.
Cat Simulator.
Got me. Why isn't Cat Simulator on the list?
Because it's not from this year.
And Stray deserves it more because Stray actually looked gorgeous as well.
It did. in
Tunic,
addition to
you
everything.
seen
looked
Tunic?
relaxing,
Looked
it looked
amazing.
It's so aesthetically. Oh my god, I hate
It's
this.
it looks aesthetically pleasing, but it's not like Stray. I mean, look at how high res that cat is.
Right,
It doesn't matter.
Is that just a picture of a cat?
Shut up. Shut up.
I would have thought so if I didn't see Stray beneath it.
It's harder to pull off the realism to that degree, though, and make it aesthetically pleasing versus Tunic.
Especially in indie
It's
games.
not aesthetically pleasing. It's just real life. It's not.
Yeah, that's real.
Tunic is
That's
aesthetically
called
pleasing.
4K.
No,
God damn it.
Stray is.
Listen, I'm
Stray wins.
perfectly
It's
fine.
an indie game that looks that good. Name one other.
Tunic.
Stray.
I don't even see shadows on Tunic.
What are you talking about? There's literally one right there.
I know. I'm sorry. And the feet, but besides that,
Listen,
I think
I will concede to Stray because I'm not going to win this argument because no one here has played Tunic
Nope.
aside me.
I haven't played any
I've
of
seen
these
it played
games.
before.
Yeah,
I've
but
seen
you're
Tunic.
still going to fight.
I will.
Tunic
Yeah.
looks nice. It looks fun. You know, I still got to give it to Stray.
I know. It's fine. I'll
Blue
get over
Well
it.
Studio. I
Um,
mean, you got to give it to them. And
so-
Annapurna.
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 But honorable mentions to Neon White. Really cool.
Wow.
Really cool game, but
Really interesting.
It does look cool.
cringe voice acting.
Can
See,
you-
that ruins it.
Can
Yeah,
you?
I can.
No, because it's
That was
like
one of the best parts of
personalities
Stray. It was
in a
just
way,
meow,
Fair.
meow.
which made it the worst.
Meow.
Stray, meow. Great voice acting.
Was there any voices?
I can't remember.
No, because they're a bunch of robots.
Yeah.
And Stray?
Sounds like the city
Yes.
of New York.
They're robots?
basically.
And Stray?
Yeah, because
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
all cats.
It's like
It's all
a.
cats, and
There's no humans in that game. It's all robots and just that cat.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the cat being a robot. I was like, what are you
No,
talking
no, no,
about?
It better be.
Has anybody played Vampire Survivors? I'm looking
Mm.
at you, Connor, because I doubt.
No, but
There
I've
you
heard a lot about it. I don't really care much for that kind of thing, but
What is the image they chose? Because that does not really show me
It looks
anything.
like
That's
Minesweeper.
the game.
A little bit.
It
that-
looks like
that is
you
literally like
shooting blue
Yep,
balls at people.
correct.
It looks like Minesweeper.
I don't know what I
What's
can't.
revolutionary about this? Even the timer looks like it's,
It's
in
it got so popular.
okay,
I don't get it. It's not for me.
Bloons Tower Defense should be up there instead of that.
Yeah.
but that's been around for such a long
Strange.
time.
I don't know
and,
what this game is, but I'm going to look up what it is because I like.
Oh, that's that
The art
Netflix
style
show
looks really
that's
cool.
like
Is
about the
Ninja
drug lords.
Narcos.
Would you consider Ninja Kiwi an independent studio, the one that makes
Content
balloons?
Creator of the year.
No. Okay, got it.
I'll give it to Lud.
For a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community.
So
Blood.
here's why Ludwig wins is because he's doing a boxing chess tournament in December, where it's literally
What?
Boxing chess
yeah
tournament.
you're
Go
playing
on.
chess, but you're also boxing, and that sounds amazing.
E4.
And
As
he's
well
also
as
I don't
like,
understand
a
how
lot
that
of
works.
stuff
for the
I-
fighting
I-
game
I don't
community.
get it.
he's
He's
had
done a lot of good work for the fighting game
Did a lot for the
community.
Smash
For
community.
the Smash, at least.
Is that not a
let's
fighting
be
game?
fair.
what is it?
What is it? It's a party game. Fucking party kids.
We
know
pick
Connor's
Lud,
serious when he looks in the camera.
Chess and boxing. Is this like the first Harry Potter?
essentially. Yeah.
Where they go through
It's-
that? Or is it the Chamber of
Oh.
Secrets?
That's Chamber of Secrets.
No, is
It's
it?
the first one. Yeah. It's
No,
where Ron's on the horse and he's like,
No.
No, Chamber of
Hermione,
Secrets is
no,
number
no,
two.
no, no,
Move
no.
to-
It was
No,
the
you're right, it's the
Philosopher's
first one.
Stone.
It's
But
Philosopher's
it's a
Stone.
What's the Harry Potter where the
Philosopher's
slug
Stone,
comes out of
exactly.
his mouth, where he says like, "Oh, ligma slugma." What? Where
Wait, what did they say? One more
Lick-
time, please.
lick-
Yeah,
lick-
why don't you
Lick-
cast
what?
that spell for me one more time,
Yeah.
champ?
I don't want to I don't want to butcher it again, but
Of course.
it was
Out
the-
of Ron's mouth?
it was no
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
the
yeah,
white
the
hair
It's
sounds
guy.
out
of
of
it.
Ron's mouth.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was
oh,
Ron.
it was the white hair
Ronald's-
guy doing it to Ron.
I think that was the Chamber of Secrets.
That was
I
Whenever
mean, Draco?
Yeah,
when Quidditch
Draco
was like
Malfoy.
really started becoming a thing.
I know the names.
So Ludwig, huh?
Ludwig.
Yeah, that seems like
Ludwig.
I don't even think Nibelian's a real human.
Who is Carl Jacobs? Who is
You
Thank
know who
you.
Carl Jacobs is?
Thank
No, I
you,
don't.
Bear. Jesus.
Carl
it's-
Jacobs is with Mr. Beast crew. And then
Basically,
just
yeah,
started
he
doing
started
stuff on
with
his
Mr.
own.
So he's a
I got
leech.
nothing.
He
Yeah.
started with Mr. Beast, and then like people loved him. He blew up his own content, streaming and stuff, and he was averaging like, I forgot, like he was one of the most
A
popular
ton.
Twitch streamers. Like
He's usually getting
Immediately.
100K.
I think he did blow up like because of Mr. Beast, but he's
And the
also
Dream
carrying
SMP
himself
though.
now.
He was also
Oh,
on the
true.
Dream SMP and is really good
Does
friends
he own
with
a
all
golf
of them.
course?
No, he's playing mini golf there.
Yeah.
I know, but his jacket says Jacobs on it.
Carl
oh yeah,
Jacobs
and
mini
MGC.
golf.
Maybe that stands for mini golf course.
I'm legitimately asking because
KJ
That's
mini
what
golf.
exactly-
I
Oh,
see
yeah,
the
and it says
flag
mini
and
golf.
yeah, I don't know, maybe.
That would be
don't know.
sick.
I don't know.
I would
just-
vote for Carl Jacobs if he owns a mini
I mean,
golf course.
but how do you make a positive impact when your ego is that big?
Who?
Also, can we talk about Noboru, who's like shaved
Noboru.
eyebrow? This guy looks like a tool. Is he cool?
What?
I don't know. I've never. I've
No,
never watched
because
him
he has
either,
he has
so-
a little cross earring.
Oh, okay, that makes it
can't
better.
be.
Yeah,
He
you're
can't
right.
be.
And
He's-
Cutie Cinderella
good
also
for
is like a
him.
good
Good-
shout here. So
good
Cutie
for him.
Cinderella is awesome, especially because she does the streamer
oh,
awards.
she's so funny too. And what was it? The
Oh, she's
shit
so
camp
funny.
stuff?
She's so smart. She's so
Yeah.
perfect.
She's
Oh,
amazing.
Shit
She's
Camp?
so
She's
great.
amazing. Oh
I
my
love
god,
her.
look at her
Shit
eyes. I'm
Camp's
so
so
lost in
funny.
them.
So Cutie Cinderella is dating Ludwig.
Yes.
They live together and everything, and I think she's a good creator.
She puts
too.
together awesome events.
Why does it look like
Awesome
Ludwig
streamer
was like
events.
crying
Good
before he
points.
did this?
It did a little
Because
bit.
this is the end
Because
of the subathon.
Cinderella hit him.
Yeah,
okay?
I think he
That was
probably was
the-
crying.
That
I
was
think
the
he was
last
crying.
second
You
of
didn't
the
get enough
subathon.
subs.
Yeah, that was the last second of the subathon as it would take down, and as he
Yeah.
like
You only
went
got
like
500K.
that, it went
That's
away.
fine. Yeah.
But
Nibelian.
why was he?
Because
Why
he was
is it?
streaming for 30 days straight,
Well, that's dumb.
and it was finally the end of it.
He also
That's not.
he also got 200,000
Okay,
subs in the process.
That's fine.
So,
So he made a
That's
lot of
not.
money.
That's not a laudable thing. That's not a thing to like be.
You're just a hater.
I am.
Next.
I am. But at the same
Next.
time, it's like, no, we're not moving past this.
Wait, what's your issue with it?
It. I don't think that's a respectable thing in
cry
terms
about?
of. No, not about that. But like, oh yeah, I sat in front of my computer for 30 days straight and streamed.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
It's
think
like,
I,
I
was
don't-
live in front of hundreds of thousands of people for 30 days straight.
That's not impressive.
Do you want me to put a
Katrina did it
camera
for
on you
90.
for 30 days straight?
Sure.
Well, he was sleeping on it, like he was eating, like he had to be on it.
ooh, the government's gonna
Eating.
get you, bro.
It,
Oh, no.
To
You
me,
You gotta make
I
content.
don't.
You gotta make content
Okay.
for 30 days straight.
All right.
New, refreshing, keeping people entertained.
It is difficult.
It's
As a-
not.
It's
as
not
more
about. No,
content.
no, no. We're not talking about the difficulty of it.
Yeah.
It's just not. I don't find that like.
He also
What kind of
broke,
positive impact did
he
he
also
make?
broke
the record.
well, that was also last year. This is for this year.
Of
is
course,
it
yeah,
really?
it has to be things 2022.
Oh,
yeah.
well then who
He
gives a
gave
shit?
away a ton of money to his mods too,
Well,
to his
and,
mods and different people
what-
that
what
helped
he
him out
also
on
did-
stream.
Good,
to
he should.
charities.
There
If he's
is-
making them stay there for 30 days in a row, he better be paying them.
Well, also this year,
Like, what do you mean? That's a job at that point.
we can talk about
XQC
this
doesn't
year.
pay his mods.
We don't need to
Well-
talk about the subathon. That was last year. But this year, there's this guy. I
That's right.
forgot what his name was. But some streamer scammed like hundreds of thousands
Oh,
of
that guy,
dollars.
yeah.
Slicker,
Ludwig and XQC were the two that paid everyone back.
Slicker scammed everybody.
That's
Oh, so
pretty-
that's why he's on the list.
yeah, exactly
That would be
why.
my guess.
I would
but
say so.
I mean, but
I mean,
no
Keith-
other creator did that.
No, yeah.
Who is Nibelian? Who is
I
this
don't
man?
know.
We don't
All
know.
right, let's
He looks
just
very symmetrical.
get out
So,
of here.
he's
Best multiplayer.
outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and
Not
design,
Call of Duty.
Okay.
including co-op and
None of
massive
these
First of all, I got to
multiplayer.
shout out the one on the right, far right,
Teenage
for being
Mutant Ninja
such
Turtles.
a fun time. But it's not going to be the multiplayer game of the year.
Did you play that game?
It's not going to be. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy Garrett, we
This year?
grinded that for a while. What's that? Yeah, this year I did.
I didn't even hear.
No.
I thought that was
Download-
a joke on here.
No,
Nope.
I downloaded it. It was tons of fun, but it's not gonna be anything special. It's literally like a throwback to arcade game times.
Yeah.
Fun, shout out, but no.
I would honestly.
I would still pick it over the
Multiverses.
other things on here.
I-
All of them, or just some
Splatoon 3
of them?
recently came out too, right?
Personally, yes.
Did Splatoon 3 also recently come out?
Yeah.
Splatoon
Okay,
did.
so I think we can disregard Modern Warfare 2, Overwatch 2, and Splatoon 3. Those should not be on the list, considering those just came out.
I hear you,
Call of
but
Duty.
I'm gonna bring up a certain
Also, they're
game that
just
came
bad
out
and
very
Overwatch 2 did
recently as
nothing
well.
new.
Like, but there's a game that came out, but like pretty much right before this stuff even happened that should have still made it because it was too good. But I'm not gonna say no to you,
Mhm.
but I hear where you're coming from. But because I'm going to say a game that came out really recently, I'm not gonna 100% agree with
I
you.
also don't want to put Call of Duty on here because I am trying to play with friends, and when I try to go to my friends list right now, it kicks me to the main menu, and I can't even invite a friend. I can't play with people. So how is
Then-
that a good multiplayer?
Then it's gone.
It's a bad
Multiverses, it's got to
It's
be.
very
Wait,
bad
Modern Warfare
broken
2
game.
did that?
Yes,
I
Modern
did not
Warfare
even know that,
2's
no.
latest
Okay.
update, you cannot invite friends. You can't even
That
open
was
your
the,
friends
that was the
list.
Warzone update, by the way.
Yes.
I can't play Warzone with my friends the first day of release.
Jesus.
The way you have to get around it is you have to invite them through BattleNet itself outside of the game,
And
then
I
go
play on
into the
Steam.
game and then open up your party and then invite them from there. So yeah,
Okay,
you're-
well,
I think
we
even if you play
are-
Overwatch, you can say Overwatch 2 brought you nothing in addition as well. So Call of Duty and Overwatch are all for me.
Yep.
I gotta go with multiverses for this one. this year.
Multiverses.
Yeah.
multiverses.
Shredder's Revenge.
But to be fair, there are,
Hell yeah! Listen, I'm
Just
for that.
silently
man.
like,
stick to your guns,
Shredder's
baby.
Revenge.
Stick to
I
your
think
guns or your
Multiverses is the
nunchucks,
best
whichever ones you
multiplayer
decide to
out of
choose.
these.
More of a size kind of guy.
Okay.
I'm more of the red.
Okay.
is
Connor's
Multiverses already
one
dead?
up me in size here. What's that?
Is Multiverses already dead?
Multiverses? I don't know if it's
No.
dead.
Not really, but
It's just not
not
where
popping.
it was when it first came out.
You think
Yeah.
how many games released that
I
were
still
multiplayer?
I still
as
go to
well?
random friends' houses and it's still there, and they still want to play multiverses. So
Okay.
I still think it's still having an impact around.
Yeah.
the
There's
world.
something to it, but at the same time, it's the only reason it kind of got really big was because at Evo, at like their just released tournament or pre-release tournament, WB threw in $100,000 into the pop bonus,
Okay.
which is like the biggest prize pool that a fighting game has had in years, decades, even
enough.
probably.
My problem with Shredder's Revenge is it's cool because you're like you can be in person and be shredding
Yeah.
through these enemies.
But it's a beat 'em up. So.
But I beat it in like
Yeah.
we beat it in a matter of an hour.
Yeah.
And it was over.
The issue with all beat 'em ups, even that one, is the play it again with the new character. It's like it's the same game though, man. Like
Yep, exactly.
that's its biggest issue. It's definitely a one trick kind of thing, unless you really care about new move sets.
Multiverses definitely changed the landscape too, where you brought different worlds together to battle.
Mhm.
So I still have to go with them.
Yeah,
Multiverses wins. Infinity Ward, I hate you. Next.
best
That's fair.
sports slash
That's fair.
racing.
Alright.
Can we skip this?
Let's just say
This-
the racing game because it's most like Rocket League. and
They
skip
were
it.
they were all broken. They were
Let's
all
just say
broken
Ollie
within-
Ollie World
I'm
because
saying
it
Ollie World.
actually looks interesting
It
as
does look
opposed
fun.
to
Everything.
simulators.
Let's go Ollie Ollie World. Ollie Ollie World.
FIFA,
Ollie
no.
Ollie World.
NBA 2K.
FIFA was
it's-
Is that
broken.
Kyle?
NBA
They
was
pumping out
broken.
the
F1
same
was
game
broken.
every
Gran
year.
Turismo.
All the rest are just the
Gran
same.
Turismo
Turismo
was
is
bad.
it's just meh.
We should
It
bring
was way
Kyle
better.
over here to
Where's-
defend FIFA and we ignore him.
FIFA has innovated a lot, and they are making some good changes, but it's still the same game
It's still
every other year.
Where's
since
still
like
FIFA,
the 93
you know?
The
or
fact that
whatever.
FIFA
Some
had to
iRacing.
completely take out a system that was in place into the game because it was so broken, it deserves it to not win on this.
We need
Let's just do
iRacing
Ollie
on
We're going
here.
Ollie
World
Ollie
and
World.
move on, 'cause
Let's
we're only
hit
at,
Ollie
we're only
Ollie
at
World.
21.
Oh yeah,
All the other world.
Good.
Best Sim strategy.
best game
I
focused on
didn't
real
play
time or
any of these games.
Sean on real time or turn based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform.
I didn't play any of these games.
Turn-based is a part of this.
Spice Wars
So,
looks sick.
I'm gonna go
That's
Warhammer.
my vote.
Okay, so out of all of them, so
Whoa.
because I know what some of these are,
Yeah.
Warhammer.
that's just so these two can kind of be disregarded because I did not play Victoria 3 or 2 Point Campus, but I played the other one, and it's a lot of the same thing. It's just
Yeah, they
built-
suck.
yeah, a little bit. No, 2 Point
True.
Campus is like the one before it was you build a university or like a hospital or whatever, and then you just build it out. It's kind of like one of those simulators.
I see.
Total Warhammer 3 should probably get it
Warhammer.
just because Warhammer 2 and what it did and like this huge battlefield experience is the whole deal. Careful with that, by the way. Doing
We're
that.
good. We're good.
No, but like if it shakes on the stand, it picks up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mario play.
Rookies, dude. Rookies.
I just see Ubisoft down there, so Ubisoft no. Next.
You don't like Assassin's Creed?
Ubisoft.
I love Assassin's
It's
Creed.
not about Assassin's
but
Creed,
the recent
it's-
Assassin's Creeds have been terrible because they're not Assassin's Creed. They're just massive RPGs under the Assassin's Creed title. Hopefully, the next one that comes out is going to be good.
How did Ubisoft get rights to the Mario World?
Because they killed it on the first one.
Yes.
That's a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
The guy
Rabbids.
Mario plus Rabbids was a sequel, and the thing is, like the first one's really good because it's an XCOM game, so it's all like tile based, top down, and you're controlling all these characters and it's
Like a
goofy.
Civ.
No, like XCOM.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you know the difference.
I have no idea.
Then let's not
Yeah,
worry
let's
about it
not
too
get
much.
into
Let's
that,
not worry about it too
but-
much. That's my vote. I'm fine with Dune Spice Wars winning. But
Also to
Dune
go
Spice
back.
Wars looks sick.
it
I
d-
mean,
it
that
is-
art,
it's really-
I would vote for it for the art if that was like a category.
Do you
it would.
guys even
I
know?
just don't know.
Do you
much about
guys
it.
even know the lore of White Sand?
No, I have
It's
no
Because
idea.
the spice in the sands.
Oh, okay.
'Cause it's Arrakis.
That's
Wow.
spicy, spicy.
Yeah, move on. We can
It's
move
in
Also,
on.
Mario, yeah.
The
Mario.
with the Assassin's Creed games, I
We still
loved
doing
all
this?
three of the recent Assassin's Creed games, but they just don't feel like Assassin's Creed games. That's why I'm mad about it.
Okay. Anyway,
Lego Star
Lego
Wars.
Star Wars.
Wait, read the category.
This one's the nobody
Best
asked.
family.
Okay.
for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform.
Everyone loves
Lego Star Wars.
Star Wars, and I will play that as a 2-year-old or as a 50-year-old.
Yes.
Okay.
Lego
I
Star
mean,
Wars.
I mean, again, I'm this,
Nope.
but I'm
Lego Star Wars.
I can't convince anybody over here.
Lego Star Wars.
Lego
Also,
Star Wars.
I know,
Um,
I know.
well, I haven't played a Kirby game since like what Super Nintendo.
Kirby-
That was such a blast.
This
Now
Kirby
like
game-
these worlds, I don't know.
The new Kirby games do not feel like the same platformers where it's just like
Mm.
No,
you're
they're
OP
different.
and just winning. This one, it
I had to play. What's the complaint here? I had to play the game.
it didn't feel like a Kirby game. It felt like they did too much with it. Like it's a great game, but
Mouthful
doesn't feel
mode
like Kirby.
definitely is a questionable decision.
Best game appropriate for family play.
Nintendo
Switch
Sports.
It's
Nintendo's
it's been
Switch
around
Sports is a
forever.
lot of fun,
I get
but it lacks a lot of things that made Wii Sports great.
Yeah,
So
Nintendo Sports is
Boxing.
if
not.
you're not
it's-
beating Wii Sports, then
they
you don't
went
win
backwards with Nintendo.
they did.
Now. Then
Switch
that's a
Sports.
big no for
Yeah.
me.
So
Um,
Lego Star Wars, everyone loved.
What about Splatoon 3? It's on the list because it's family, like it's appropriate for family play, and it could be the best game out of all these. Though
Lego Star Wars
Lego
was
Star Wars.
really good.
It's about how you
It's-
feel.
it
That
is
is
a
a-
mega awesome game. So Lego
If
Star
you've
Wars.
played
I
Lego
can
Star
go,
Wars, have you played it?
behind.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Have you played this
Yep.
one?
I know. I'm
This one
aware.
is
It's just
incredible.
as a personal choice, I pick Mario plus
Yeah, yeah.
Rabbids because that's just me.
He's
Fair
a
enough.
Nintendo guy.
That's not true at all. Best fighting game.
This
I'm
is my
letting you go.
category.
This needs to go. Not here on the list.
Dang.
I told you it was a
That
fighting
quick,
game.
It's
huh?
not a fighting
Say
game.
which one it
That
is
is
because
not
they
what this
can't
category
see the
was
mouse
for.
cursor.
No, they can.
No, they can't. Joe.
Around head-to-head combat, so technically.
I hovered over it.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
yeah,
so
it
now,
does kinda highlight,
now it's
doesn't
not
it?
actually being recorded. Weird.
Yeah.
I guess once you hit recorded, it
So
stops
Sifu
showing
does
up.
not deserve to be in the fighting game. So which one is it, Connor?
I think it's
'Cause
Sifu.
you've got this.
I see a
hate
fool
this.
over there.
DNF Duel is the one that should win it simply because it's like the only one that's actually a fairly new game that had a lot of love put into it.
Not even.
This is a remake of the same game. They literally
JoJo.
just added R to the end of the title and like
What?
HD'd it.
Because R stands for revolutionary.
Well,
Yep.
Overwatch just put a 2 at the end of their game. And remade it.
Really, really good.
Yeah, R stands
This
for
is
really,
true.
really,
So,
really good.
It worked for
But
them.
to
why
be
not?
to be fair, this is
Really way
like an
better.
HD
Really
remaster.
freaking awesome, bro.
I hate this.
Radical.
It's an HD remaster and a bunch of
Ridiculous.
balance patches because they never balance patched it.
Okay.
So, but
So
DNF Duel
DNF Duel.
should win it.
I'm for that. Let's
Yeah,
go.
we're good
Let's
with
go
that.
I
DNF
agree with
Duel.
Connor on fighting games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, weird.
Best
Best
role
role
playing,
playing
Elden Ring.
for
So-
the best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including
Oh.
massively multiplayer experiences.
Okay.
That's a
Including.
Still.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
let me argue that Pokemon Legends Arceus, regardless of it being GameCube graphics, or I guess PlayStation 2 graphics,
correct.
it is the first chance that Game Freak or Nintendo, or I don't even think Game Freak did that one, that Nintendo has done like an RPG style game with open world aspects. It's not completely polished, so I don't give it the vote, but I definitely think it's top 3 on
It's
this
where
list.
you think Pokemon, the direction Pokemon should
Pokemon's
go.
going in the right direction.
Okay.
It-
It only
that's-
took them 30 years to figure it out.
Yeah, and I obviously have bias because Pokemon is like the greatest thing ever.
Well, Pokemon
Besides
just had
Fairlight.
hit games for 30 years, so they
But-
didn't feel like the need
This
to change.
this is and it was it was technically a spin-off game when Pokemon Legends Arceus. They made the best game of Pokemon series yet, not even in the main line. And now Gen 9 that's coming out I guess tonight at midnight tomorrow. It's doing basically run the same way as that game because it was so loved.
so
Which should
But
be-
Elden Ring is winning.
I was about to say, if you vote against Elden Ring, you have to come up with a good reason as to
No.
why.
which
you
of
know,
these
it's
games
not.
can you play multiplayer without the use of mods?
Not Pokemon Legends Arceus.
You can play Elden Ring with co-op without mods.
Well, massively multiplayer experiences.
No,
not
so
like,
they're
let me
they're
call my
saying that
friend
to
and-
be able to include MMOs, but none are included here.
Yeah, I don't see New World on here.
Okay, fair.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah,
I'd
New
pick-
World.
I'd
so-
pick Elden Ring then.
Just Mystic.
I think that's
massive multiplayer.
I
okay,
think that's there specifically in case a good new MMO comes out
But
this
since
year.
none of them came out,
But
we're
since
good.
no one,
Nobody can make one since WoW, so like
yeah.
Yeah.
New World is good now,
I get it, but
and they're
it's
gonna
not on
bring
the list.
mounts like next year.
It's not that good. It's not
Wow.
Elden Ring good. So, and that's sad.
Oh yeah, no, there's no argument about which one is up here.
We're
I
just
don't.
waiting on the
Okay,
League
to be
MMO.
I
fair,
just want to talk about Pokemon.
to be fair, I would want to say Live Alive more than Elden Ring because that game came out. This is a remaster, by the way. This is not a new thing.
So
Oh,
it
then
doesn't
no,
deserve
yeah,
it.
no,
It doesn't
yeah,
deserve
it
it.
deserves props because it never came out in the West until now. Like
Is that like Ark or what's that MMO that
What?
came out in the West that has like 9
Lost
years
Ark.
of content? Yeah, Lost Ark.
I'll start.
yeah. No, that's
So
out.
why wasn't that up here too?
Elden Ring deserves
because
it.
it wasn't
Because
that good.
I don't think MMOs are very good RPGs.
Yeah.
No.
I
They
agree.
never make good RPGs because they're more focused on the MMO aspect, like the economy, as opposed to your character being good.
You're
So
Fair, that
honorable
was-
mention, but yeah,
Elden
Probably.
Ring.
Again, Bethesda did that very well. Well, actually, they did not because I was thinking Skyrim in general, but no, never mind.
okay.
Best
Best action
action
Yeah,
adventure.
Don't mind me.
for the best
Sorry.
action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. So Tunic.
God of
Did
War.
Stray have
No.
some nice puzzles?
God of War.
Or
God of
problem
War
solving?
Ragnarok.
I don't think God of War
War.
gets
God
it.
of War just came out.
God of War. I don't
Doesn't
think.
matter.
I don't think God of War gets
Doesn't
it
matter.
because puzzle. There's hardly any puzzles.
There are puzzles.
There's so many.
Yeah, and
they
then
just
every-
like hold your hand and walk you through the puzzles.
So who cares? It's not a real puzzle.
Yeah, if someone's doing the puzzle for me,
It's not. I'm not solving anything if the kid's going
So then vote
throw
Stray.
the axe at the thing. It's like okay, got it.
So then vote Stray.
No, I'm voting.
Did they
Tunic.
do that in Ragnarok?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember
Oh,
God of
yeah.
War 1
So-
through 3 were okay. Well, then never mind.
Well, God of War
This-
1 through 3, the puzzle solution was throw the innocent man into the cogs to stop them from moving. You know, those were your puzzle solutions.
Well,
What
there's
is
that one that was really cool. You're going through like a courtyard or like a garden, and
mean,
then you
if
have
we're
to like
going-
change the perspective in order to run up the stairs to some degree. So you almost like have to change. Yeah, it's like you change
don't
from
know that
one version of reality to another version of reality to like the god view, and then you would have to move the statue, which served its purpose as a ramp up to where you needed to go next. It was
Okay.
very cool.
That does sound neat.
That was also God of War 3, not Ragnarok. So
I was gonna say
You
there's
know,
nothing like
that's-
that in Ragnarok. All the Ragnarok
Got it,
puzzles
okay.
are really simple,
Mm.
not very interesting, and
Okay.
a lot of them are holdovers from God of War 2018.
Right.
Which is my biggest gripe against that thing. But we will get to that.
But look
later.
at that cat, though.
Yeah,
at
it's so
Stray.
hyper
Yeah, it's so
realistic.
cool.
Like if I
It's
if
so
I
cool.
squint in my eyes, I think that's real.
Is there puzzles in Stray? Oh, there are puzzles in
There's
Stray,
puzzles,
like,
but they're not like. There's
You're a cat.
solutions that a cat can solve.
Right, exactly.
Like opening a twist door
Okay,
handle.
what about Plague Tale?
What about Plague Tale?
You don't think Plague Tale had some good design in that aspect?
Never played it.
No.
I have no opinions on Plague Tale. I pick Tunic because Tunic is like the
You know
original
what? I'll
Legend
give
of
Tunic.
Zelda.
I'll give Tunic my vote this
I was
time.
honestly going to say Tunic. I've seen it played. I think it's
It's
yeah,
like the
based on
original
what you
Legend
told
of
me about
Zelda.
God
It's
God
a
of War.
real action adventure game.
I'm going Stray.
Of course you were.
Best action game. Here you go. What do you know?
Focus
not on
primarily on
here.
combat. Sifu
Sifu
wins
got
it.
my vote.
Sifu wins it.
Yeah,
This
combat's
should
crazy.
Call of Duty shouldn't be on this list.
Hey.
Hey, you punch people sometimes. You go.
It is primarily on combat. dude.
That's the worst like thing to
doesn't
focus
say-
to narrow down to action.
It doesn't say hand-on-hand combat. It just says combat.
I know, but like that's too general, you know.
You don't
yeah,
get to
well,
fly a
action
drone in
genre.
Sifu.
Is it action genre? You know.
You don't get to fly a drone in Sifu and blow people up.
Good.
Like you do Modern
People
Warfare.
love
So,
Bayonetta 3.
Yeah.
Again,
don't think
Shredder's
that's true.
Revenge falls off with its.
I've heard
repetitive
people
nature
talk
and-
highly of Bayonetta 3.
Bayonetta 3 is great, and like it does a lot for the
Bayonetta.
like adding things
for Bayonetta
to like make it different.
No.
But if you've played a lot of the other Bayonettas,
I've not even seen gameplay of any of them. I'm just saying what I've heard.
Okay. No, it is really good and it's really interesting with like a lot of the
Yeah, well,
monster stuff, but the ending ruined it a lot for a lot of people. But that doesn't really matter. I just
But-
picked Sifu because Sifu is like only like it's
Only
just
combat.
it's just so polished and like
I will give my vote to Sifu. I saw the gameplay; it looked only action, and all the cutscenes were only action, and
That's
so,
pretty
Okay,
it
so-
makes sense. And it's not just hand to hand.
Yeah.
You hit people with crowbars or pipes. I mean.
Pipe.
So walk through the viewers through. I'm gonna say the viewers because I'm confused. Why Sifu was not considered for the last title? It
for
was
fighting games.
Correct, because it's not a fighting game.
So when
It's not in Connor's
is
definition
Connor's
of a fighting
definition.
game.
It
Okay,
is-
got it.
it is literal in the literal definition of the word a fighting game, but when people talk about fighting games, they don't mean like playing against a bunch of computers. It's a person and a person going at it one-on-one with their
head-to-head.
character.
That two.
And I think it did say
All s-
head to head in the
it-
last
it-
category, so it doesn't deserve to be there.
It's just it's for the general audience, so whatever. But
I mean, you could
For the
1v1 in
real
Rocket
audience
League.
that matters.
like for the people that like
They're angry.
like that like
It's
really
like the
care.
hipster of fighting games, you know? I like fighting games before fighting games are fighting games.
That's totally Connor.
Listen, I hear where you're coming from. It's not a fighting game. In the essence of what a fighting game is when you talk about a fighting game.
Yeah.
When I say the word fighting game, you don't think Sifu, you think of a Street Fighter
I
or
think
a
of
Smash
Tekken
or
specifically Pokken because Pokemon.
that's a fighting
I
game.
just want to bring that back up.
It's-
Pokemon's cool.
It's the human aspect that makes it a fighting game,
Mm.
not the game.
So like
So-
Irish pubs that I go to.
Those are fighting games.
fighting games,
Those
yeah.
are fighting
Yeah.
games.
of course.
You're-
Okay, but
Right,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge is quite literally only fighting, as well.
But you don't hit on that.
Not a fighter game. All right, can we go with
Well,
Sifu?
this is
You
for
want-
action game. I don't understand. What,
Oh yeah, I forgot we're on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Sifu.
Okay,
Yeah. Sifu.
thank you.
I love
Sifu.
seafood. I love seafood.
This
SVR,
AR
Among
VR
Us.
game.
Among Us.
Never played any of them.
I want to
Yeah,
give it to
Among Us.
Among Us just because of the content that's come out of it, and they knew that they were gonna blow up again.
Yeah.
And it's just Among Us is just such a fun game as is.
What's the VR game that they brought into our area here for that holiday game?
I wasn't.
Lasky,
I
think
wasn't.
you-
I
you weren't
wasn't.
for that?
I
I don't think you guys were
that was
either.
my. I remember taking
know
off
what it's
early
called.
that
It
day.
was
So-
pretty sick. I forgot what it was though. It was
I
like
think it-
laser tag
I
basically.
think it's
or-
last year.
you know what I
though,
mean?
This year.
Okay, so it
Yeah,
doesn't-
that may have just not
it
come out
was
this
so good though.
After the Fall looks really cool, like way up my alley, but I've never played any of these, so I have no opinion.
Among Us.
I
Among
don't
Us.
either.
Among Us VR.
Okay, yeah, I guess it's Among Us.
That's what brand recognition will do, boys and girls.
I don't think
Innovation,
that we should even vote on this.
recognizing software or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience.
So this is like getting non-gamers involved.
Th-
in
this
the
I
game.
just
is-
don't even go into the accessibility
The Last
settings.
of Us.
Is that what I was trying to say?
Would
I would say The Last of Us for sure.
Well, when it comes to these, it's mainly taught like so. That's a Monkey Island. the Quarry and Dusk Falls are literally more than anything point and click adventures.
Mm.
When it comes to these two, it is purely talking about the accessibility options. Because when I first turned on God of War Ragnarok, the first thing it puts you into is a controller setup section. Like before you even hit the screen to
Yep.
hit start, it's pick your accessibility options in the color and like all these filters and all this stuff. It's not actually talking about the game. Those
Right.
are purely for
I
allowing
see.
Yeah.
differently abled or like people with like differently
So does
able
that
people
help
to
its
play.
Case?
Huh?
That's helping its case. And
When I
to be
guess
enjoyed by an even wider audience.
that's all it is. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But
So
I
Last
don't-
of Us.
I don't. I guess I don't really. I have no opinion. I never saw the options. I think the only one here in this building, maybe not even currently, who has played the remaster is John, and he's not here.
The Last of Us.
We'll leave it
Part
for him.
one,
Uh,
because it's the remaster.
The Last of Us is amazing.
Sure, it is.
Part 1 at
It
least.
Totally is, yeah.
Cool.
Part 2 is
I believe
weird.
We'll have that argument later.
Best community support.
Recognizing game for outstanding community
Sponsored
support,
by Discord.
transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates / patches.
Where's Rocket League?
It should not be on there.
Didn't get 9.
Really?
Not they're great for community support within the competitive space, but as far as like the casual gamer, no. It is so
True.
hard for any casual gamers to enjoy it.
Hmm.
My vote for this would be Destiny 2, only because every single week they have a TWAB this week at Bungie.
Yeah,
so they
that's
talk
true.
about
Okay.
their balancing patches for that week. They also talk about community in those they will be like, okay, we noticed that you guys hated the thing we just added, so we are taking it out forever and we'll never do that again. And they also include all the jokes within it. There's a weapon called Telesto that every single update always breaks, and so they made a whole entire event around it breaking their game. And so I think that them poking fun at all their issues,
Fun.
as well as creating a whole event around it, is super cool. And it's like the fact that they're doing all these balancing every single week and trying to like fix it. Now, there's a lot of gripes about Destiny as a whole, especially with the PvP being they haven't added a new map in 3 years. But as far as like balancing and weapon play, they are continuously making changes to appease the audience.
Interesting. Not Fortnite. We can all agree, right? It doesn't make sense because no building. Who was asking for that? Do you think the community was? Were you really? From a competitive standpoint.
I think
The
a
no
lot. I
building?
think a lot of the
Everyone-
casual audience didn't get
Everyone
into
wanted
it
no
because of the
buildback.
building.
Everyone wanted no building.
I never,
everybody did.
Everybody wanted no
Yeah.
building.
I never played
I
it.
loved it.
Didn't know, but I guess apparently everyone did not want building.
No building was awesome.
I guess
I'd-
people just want to do like just a real
Because
just
Fortnite
shooter.
is so much fun to play, it's just ruined by the sweats who build on it and build the crazy towers while you're just trying to casually play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
building
no
at
build
the
was
skill
like-
level.
Yeah.
That
It's the meme of
casual
you
players
shoot
don't wanna deal
someone
with.
and they turn into a skyscraper.
Yes.
I guess that's the joke, and people were just tired
they're
of that.
they should just call it Transformers.
My argument was like against that was like Fortnite was part of the game, or like building was part of the Fortnite since the beginning. So it is part of the game. So if you suck at building, that's just an excuse saying, "Hey, I'm not good at Fortnite."
But it's a skill gap that makes people who don't have time to grind and train their building not want to play it, because even in the casual playlists, apart from ranked, the kids will still build on you
Okay.
like crazy. So
we talk-
people are like, can I just like have gunplay?
Sure.
To be fair,
moving
that's
around and
just
having
that's a
fun?
community support thing, you know.
Can
But that was also a mode that they added. They didn't just take
Right,
out
right, right.
building
Can we-
entirely.
Okay. Can we talk about No Man's Sky, because
Incredible.
overall, like when it first launched, it was a complete disaster. It should have died completely. The only way that you come back from that level of death for No Man's Sky is if you have that community support. So they had to have done something right,
So to be fair,
because I gave up on it.
it's weird that
very
it's
early.
weird that it's still on this list for this year though, because everyone already it had agreed that it got to a good place.
Yeah.
They had a really big update this year, though.
Right,
Is
but
that a content or like a game? Like
Content.
so they just added more to what
they're
was
still
already
adding
growing.
more. But at the same time, it's weird to me just because everyone had already agreed that it got to a good place on all the other patches. So this is just kind of like them just still doing it, as opposed to
Mm.
like
Okay.
But consistency is important.
is,
I think that's why No Man's Sky's in there.
I just think I
Same
think
with-
I
that's the
think the
reason for
Destiny
Destiny.
2 I think the Destiny 2 like weekly thing is more important just because it's
Yeah.
such a live game. Final Fantasy 14, I've heard a lot about like their patch schedule and how open they are, and there's a lot of dumb stuff that goes on in that game, especially with the housing market.
Yeah.
I hate I have to say those words for a video game, but it's crazy, and they're still working on that stuff. And hearing on one of the podcasts that I listen to people talk about that stuff is really good to me. For me, it's between Destiny 2 and Final Fantasy, but I kind of get where No Man's Sky
They
comes
should
from.
have put Star Citizen on here. I mean, a game that's literally built by the community.
Yeah, that would have been.
I think they
It's
didn't
not
put it on
out
here
yet.
because that game's not like
It's not
Out.
officially out.
It'll never be out.
Yeah.
It will never be out.
It'll never. It's still an unfinished game.
You can play it in
Never-ending
Star Citizen is the
pre-alpha.
hardest game
And-
to play.
Never-ending pre-alpha.
It's fun.
It's so awesome.
It's
I
fun,
love.
but
I
it's just
love Star
impossible.
Citizen.
It's so relaxing.
loved
It's
it.
just like I was taught by LeafX
Same.
on how
yeah,
to
you
play,
both
and then
too.
the
Solid.
next thing I tried to play, I couldn't even remember how to control the plane. Like I had no idea how to even get turn on everything.
Yeah.
It's not that
Everything
difficult.
is
Everything is literally. It's the biggest flow, or like just the cleanest. You have to do everything to make things happen.
and it's like realistic to what
And-
it would be.
Yeah,
I love
exactly. It's
watching
awesome.
people play it more than I like.
but what are
playing
we
it.
but what are we going with?
Destiny 2.
I'm going
Destiny.
Destiny.
Oh, okay. Wow, that was a lot more unanimous than I thought. Okay.
I'm pretty convincing.
Best mobile game.
I don't play mobile games.
All right. Best mobile game was decided.
Best indie.
It's
Stray.
Outstanding.
Stray.
For outstanding creative and technical achievement in a
Cult of the
game
Lamb,
Stray.
actually.
made outside the traditional publisher system.
Stray.
Colts at the Lamb looks badass, but Stray.
Cult of the Lamb was so much fun.
Stray.
What do you think, Connor?
We're straight up.
Wanna
I'm
know
trying.
your
I'm waiting for. I'm waiting
Boys.
this out.
We're not voting Tunic and Sifu. It's Stray.
I want to hear your opinion on Cult of the Lamb
Straightforward.
because I know you like those.
I'm just wait. Are we good? 'Cause- all right. Now I wanted to make a mention of a technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system, but that's published by Devolver, Annapurna, which are at this point big publishers that put out stuff that like big quality things.
Oh yeah, they're so
Like,
big,
like-
so big.
Yeah, like
So
no,
massive.
Devolver, Devolver is such a. They're basically a formal publishing company at this point. The amount of stuff they've put out that's all of like super high quality, like value is kind of weird. Same with Annapurna, because like when you talk
Because
about
of Stray.
Because of Stray.
no, because of other things.
Okay.
But I know like
that I can't name right now.
I vote for
no, they've made a game called Ashen that I really love.
Okay.
They've made a lot of stuff that's really good. It's when we start, like what you kind of mentioned before about an indie game looking that good, it's because Annapurna is there publishing and putting money into it.
But I still vote for the cat.
No, that's perfectly fine. I wanted my opinion out there about like
That's
Oh,
fair.
you got it.
It's-
You got it.
it's-
You got your opinion.
So the only
best
one we can
indie,
do-
but they have publishers, which is weird.
Okay,
that
so
doesn't
the-
make it indie.
So it's only Sifu. Is
So
what
it's
I'm
only
saying.
Sifu can win.
For me, it's Sifu, obviously.
Has to win.
But
It has to win.
Tunic is close second because it's a real. Literally, it's called Tunic Team.
But what about Finji?
Are
Yeah,
they-
Finji. They have.
Oh, I couldn't
so
even
it
say that because
doesn't
the table.
Ooh.
Well, then it's
Oh,
Sifu because
oh,
it's
it
the
has
only
to be
people who
Sifu.
put out they're the only actual indie company.
Go. That's
count.
unanimous.
Yeah, easy.
Has to be.
Well, for me.
You've convinced me. No, not
No,
for you.
for
By
all of us.
definition.
By
Oh, really?
definition,
The
it is.
category.
Oh, okay.
Of indie.
That's
Has
why
to be
Stray
Sifu.
deserved to win.
Agreed.
Next.
They did it still though. Slow clap for them, baby. Let's go.
Best
Oh.
ongoing.
Awarded to a game for
Let's go.
outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time.
To be fair, if based off of that evolves that player experience over time, I would have to say Destiny again.
I would say Destiny. I would put Final Fantasy
Yeah.
just because the expansions are.
Oh, true.
Final
yeah, Final
Fantasy
Fantasy.
14.
Oh, it's
Giant.
100% Final Fantasy.
Ongoing content. Yeah. Why is Apex Legends even a Final Fantasy?
It has to be something that's like been out forever.
Hmm.
That's also changing a lot within the game system.
Genshin Impact.
Final
the only thing
Fantasy
that
or
changes about that
Genshin.
is they add more waifus, so I don't really get it.
Ooh,
That's
Genshin Impact.
exactly what we want then.
Adds more to my Rule 34 search every time I go.
Yes.
I see that number go up because it tells you how many submissions there are. Let's go.
In Fortnite, all they do new is new
mean, what?
activations. You like
Notifications
some, like 1,000
on.
people like, and that's it.
The only thing
So-
Fortnite does is add Goku and other anime characters.
So true.
Naruto.
They're adding
Yeah,
the
they're the
Octane in
best.
the actual play.
And yeah,
Yeah.
the Octane
that's
actually
new.
works.
Yeah, you know. Exactly.
I would agree with Final Fantasy.
I would say
but
Final
yeah,
Fantasy,
Fantasy
but I
is
definitely
probably-
see why
Destiny
Destiny
also
is a
has
close
those
second.
expansions that change
There's one coming out like what next year?
in February.
Yeah, like, but it's the last one, right?
There is no It's Lightfall, so I think there's one more after that, or
Oh, really?
potentially two.
That's insane.
Really?
Yeah, they're that constant.
And
It's more than
Destiny,
I
like
thought.
Destiny 2 only came out because they had to make it next gen. or else they would have kept the same thing. So Destiny's really been going like literally from year 1 of Destiny 1. They said this is going to be a 10-year long game.
To be my only real
Same
issue
thing
with
about
best
Halo, and they haven't put
ongoing,
anything out yet.
like best ongoing with Destiny 2 is that they have been deleting content because it's getting like too
Too big.
large for them or
That's-
whatever. But that's still that's a dock for me, just because you can't go back to certain DLCs that you had to buy.
Yeah,
Like you can't access
Take 'em,
stuff.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
that's true.
that's a big knock for me. Whereas Final Fantasy is just
The game.
What system is Final Fantasy
PC.
on? Only PC?
Oh, PC, PS4, PS5. But as they go on, like it used to be on PS3, but because they had to design content that could work on a PS3, it had to limit the other versions. So eventually they like folded the PS3 version out, and I think that's what's going to happen with the PS4 into the PS5 version.
Yeah, I
Like
just think
they're kind of forcing people to upgrade if you want to play on console, but you can
That's
always just
good.
play it on PC and with a controller.
Mm.
Like that's an MMO with
Weird.
controller support, which is the weirdest sentence I've ever said in my life.
I might have to start playing that then.
Pay $15 a month.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Never mind.
When
You're
I
not
could spend $100 a year on Destiny when it equals.
That's
around
not
10 bucks.
evolving my experience over time.
Yeah,
That's depleting my wallet over time.
So-
That's what's happening.
I would say first, second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with
Okay.
Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Easy jokes.
Games for impact.
I thought As Dusk Falls was a really cool.
Okay.
game, but
So for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message,
5. Huh?
I was a teenage
6.
exocolonist. Hindsight.
5.
I don't really know
Endlink.
anything about most of these games. I just saw As Dusk Falls plays and it looked really cool.
The only one I know is Citizen Sleeper, and it's the
Ah.
only one I've played.
Yeah, that one too.
Citizen Sleeper is really strong and has a. It's, I don't know, when I play, it's on Game Pass. So when I got into it, I was like genuinely surprised how like interesting and different it was.
Okay,
Annapurna again.
Yeah,
but
go on.
go back up to the description.
Thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message.
Meaning or message. Literally, the name Endling, Extinction is Forever, is talking about the message. Extinction is forever.
Wow,
And
good
those
point,
foxes.
Plasky.
Foxes, you know what's similar to a fox?
Uh-huh.
A cat. Stray.
Stray.
So it has to be Endling.
Stray. Yo, it's also
I'm not
close to a fox.
I'm not gonna fight anything, but that's Citizen Sleeper's mine. If
I don't know any games.
That looks dope.
I don't know any of these
I don't
games.
know. I haven't
I
haven't
literally
played
just
any
saw
of 'em,
As
so
Dusk Falls
I would
played.
vote.
and
I would
that's
vote
it.
just for the foxes on Endling,
Okay.
I got nothing. No.
but I don't
You
know
can-
anything.
you can just-
John?
yeah.
I just said As Dusk Falls because that's the only one I've seen played.
Okay. Oh.
So four-way tie at one voice.
Yeah. One voice.
I could not speak that sentence at all.
Best performance. To
I know
an
one
individual for
person.
voiceover
give it to
acting,
him.
motion, and/or performance capture.
Just give it to him.
Yep, Christopher
Christopher Judge.
Christopher Judge.
Mr. Judge. Yep.
Just because I can't, like, I'm genuinely surprised that Christopher Judge was doing performance capture as well as the voice acting part of things.
Christopher Judge.
You the judge.
You Ashley Burch shouldn't be here because she's spoiled.
no.
Set me free. Oh,
What are you singing?
And 21 Pilots.
21
man. You
Pilots,
wouldn't
the
get
judge.
it. You
I
wouldn't get
would-
it.
I
Don't
would.
judge.
Don't do
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's just go. Best audio design.
Call of Duty.
For the best
Elden
in-game is-
Ring.
Audio design.
I would honestly say not Elden Ring because a lot of those sound effects are just holdovers from Dark Souls 3.
Sorry, I was thinking that this was for the music and stuff.
Call of Duty had amazing in-game audio.
To be fair, the only reason I was interested in watching people play Call of Duty, like Warzone and all that stuff, is because of the sound effects on the
yeah.
reloading and the putting
Oh,
the
you know what's
plates in.
So
and
satisfying is getting a headshot and
Yep.
like it's like a double
crack.
Yeah,
Ah,
oh man, it is so crispy. would
I
have to
don't
go-
play the game, but I appreciate the sound design.
I would go with Call of
And
Duty.
they've been doing that since like Finest Hour, which is like 2003.
Yeah.
Like,
They've-
the
they've
first
really-
Call of Duty I've ever played.
A lot of good
Like,
sound effects.
They're very good at what they do there.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm with Call of Duty.
Okay. Best score and
Mm.
music,
Elden Ring.
inclusive of score, original song, and/or licensed soundtrack, which
Elden Ring.
which
Unless
upsets
they
me.
gave us League of Legends, because then we could put Lil Nas X on there.
That
and
would-
then he would win.
That one to win.
Where's Roller Champions, dude? Their soundtrack is lit. It's
have
so good.
Have
Come
you
out this year?
heard anything on the Rocket League soundtrack? If you
Oh,
like
last year.
EDM, you'd love
I
that.
think it came out earlier this year, if I'm not mistaken. It was
Anything by
its
Monster
official
Cat?
release was earlier this year.
I don't know.
Rocket League is also pretty good.
I
but,
love the Destiny, all of Destiny stuff. I love the orchestra that they have.
That's really strong.
So good. But you got to give it to Elden Ring here.
Elden
Yeah.
Ring just, ugh.
Elden
man.
Ring.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
It just-
they've always done so well with music.
It transports you to another
And
world.
as someone who was near the end of Ragnarok, I will say a lot of that music was also in the last game, and there isn't enough like new music for me to care. And the music just isn't that big a part of that game as so much as like the character acting. I hate that Metal Hellsinger's on here because it's all licensed music, and I don't count that for anything
But
because
they count it.
yeah, I know, which is dumb. It doesn't make any sense to me because that's not someone being like good at creating music. They're just taking
good at
old good
business.
songs.
Like
Like
good at business.
like, why
and
wouldn't
finding
you-
those licenses?
it's a little ugh. Anyway,
Elden Ring.
Elden
Have you ever tried to land a license for a song?
Elden
difficult.
Ring.
Yeah, I bet.
Very difficult.
Yeah, it's got to be. This is
Best art
definitely got to
direction.
be Stray.
Honorable mention
Hold
to
on.
Scorn.
For outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation.
Honorable mention to Scorn, but
Yeah.
Elden Ring takes the cake again.
Elden Ring.
Stray. I'm just kidding.
Stray.
I hate that this has created the Stray chant. It's so. It's only to upset
He's
me.
scorning
too.
us right now.
Yes.
It's just because I know you can hear it and it just pounds through your eardrums. Just Stray.
I want God of War to be here, but it's just not.
It's just
Elden
not
Ring.
on the level of Elden Ring.
It really isn't because, again, having gotten close to it, there's one like artistic thing that happens that's really awesome. Doesn't ever really get past that, and
Yeah.
a lot of the environments are just from a lot of that game is from 2018,
Mhm.
and a lot of it is like because of how those Norse realms work. It's literally I'm going to the ice place, I'm going to the fire place.
Yep.
I'm going
is.
to the jungle place, and none of it really gets out of that or looks interesting.
I agree
Whereas,
with you.
like,
I agree with you.
Where
Whereas From Software,
is Ronnie's mom, the
Ronnie.
witch,
oh yeah, what about her?
what's the lady's name the boss that you have to fight in the library?
I know who you're talking about, but I can't name her.
You know that whole area down there, the lake.
Mhm.
What is
Luernia.
Lurania? Luernia?
Yes, you got
Yeah,
it. Don't worry.
That whole Luernia of the lakes, something like that.
Land
that
of Lakes.
whole
You're talking about the butter.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
It was, I think it's literally called Land of Lakes.
That's
That's what it
that's,
translates to.
That's funny.
that's Deer Park.
Oh yeah.
That's
But
the
it's-
water.
Yeah.
That's the
That
water.
is
Wait,
water.
what's the other one? Is it like elk something? What is it?
The
butter?
I know the Irish
that's Land of
butter
Lakes,
is
I thought.
Kerrygold, but that's all I got.
I got it.
That entire
very
area
nice,
is
yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. Actually, the place
Land of Lakes.
underneath it that you go to, which is like the upside down space astrology world where all of the souls are,
The Upside
is
Down.
the best, one of the most beautiful places I've ever visited in a
It's
game.
called the Upside Down Place.
What about Blackreach in Skyrim? You got to give that some credit.
No,
We
you
do.
don't. Skyrim couldn't look uglier, or like have like
Underground, you got the Crimson Ninroot.
We
Did
just
you guys
have
pick that and get
Bethesda's
disappointed?
biggest hater is sitting at the end of this row.
that
Bethesda's
game does not
biggest
look
hater.
good. I don't understand.
It
And
did at the time,
2010.
bro.
That doesn't
Yeah, it was
matter.
insane.
Oh my
It does
goodness!
matter.
You want to pull
No.
up Dark Souls 1 and be like, "Oh, let's see how good Dark Souls 1 looks like." No, stop it.
at the
looks
time,
fine for
at the
2010.
time when 2010, there were games that looked better than Skyrim.
Galaga's crap, man. You can't even go into 3 dimensions.
Not
there's
ones
like
that
Halo,
were on the
Halo
scale.
Reach was already out, and Halo Reach was beautiful.
It's just a lot of those games just had like that gray. They all looked gray, and none of them had any good color.
They're not.
Everything was like
That's your pessimism getting in the way.
It is.
I think so. And you probably had a bad TV.
it's not. Yeah, that's what it is. My TV.
Did you check your brightness settings in
Shut up.
2010?
I
Have you
hate
checked your
this.
TV and your attitude?
Anyway,
Yeah, you need
I'm
to
never
check
gonna
both of
check
them.
my attitude. My attitude will always be like this towards Bethesda
Were you
games.
playing it on colorblind mode?
Nope.
Oh
No,
my
well,
goodness.
That game was not.
So
colorful.
Elden Ring, we move on.
Elden
Elden
Ring,
Elden
simply because
Ring.
that From Software has perfected the art of the vista at this point. Because the second you leave a cave and it opens up and you just see the entire environment before you they know how to play that.
Yes.
Say Hasta La Vista to this category. Ooh.
Best narrative for outstanding
Gotcha.
storytelling and narrative development. I think Elden Ring should be taken off
Yeah.
Because
it
they do not-
has
they don't-
no-
They don't tell good stories,
No.
but the story that is there is good,
It's a great story.
but it's not told well.
It doesn't need to be told. You tell the story. You're just following along with the path it creates for you.
So this is for outstanding storytelling.
Which is why
I
God
don't-
of
I
War
don't-
should win.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah, I mean-
storytelling. You're creating the story.
But
Like,
to say
that
Elden
shouldn't
Ring
be-
has no narrative
No, I didn't say that. I said it wasn't good.
or doesn't have a good narrative is a bad take.
It's not good
It's a
narrative.
bad take.
No.
You are maidenless. As
Okay.
soon as she told me that, I was locked into the story.
I'm lonely.
Because I was
Got
able
it.
to prove her wrong.
Okay.
And I wifed up
Now I'm
Ronnie. So
invested.
there you go.
That's a spoiler.
I don't know what game I would pick
If
here
you have
because
not played the Elden Ring, it's your fault.
Again,
A Plague Tale Requiem.
as close to
So-
finishing God of War, it's a very good story.
I trust Connor.
It gets more
Yes.
interesting as it goes. God, it's hard to describe. I can't describe it because it would just get into spoiler stuff.
Yeah.
Fate.
God of
A
War.
lot of fate.
God of War is definitely
Phase?
the winner.
I mean,
Yeah,
Face
a lot of
Clan.
phase.
We go.
Yeah, I
we
think
go
that
God of
they-
War.
Face Clan. Face
They
up.
should actually put the logo on the axe because it always comes back.
Yeah, the axe should just be a Phase Clan logo.
Yeah, you throw it and it comes back and it comes back in camera to show it. That'd be
So
funny.
sick.
Sponsored
Phase
by
up.
Netflix.
Sponsored
Right
by,
on the axe.
sponsored by Nissan.
I don't trust Horizon to have a good story because I didn't like the first one.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Well, that's
again.
a separate game entirely,
Well,
but
Connor
I
didn't
understand.
Like it.
I
If
just
Connor
don't. I
didn't
don't
like it, it was definitely
It's
bad.
terrible.
I just
Unless
don't.
it's a Bethesda
I
game.
don't trust them to write a good story as they didn't before
Surprised Rocket League isn't in this category.
for best narrative.
Yeah, we got to talk about the eggs.
Shut up. Best game direction.
Elden Ring.
Outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design.
Can we-
we already know what we're picking for this one.
Stray.
Stray.
Stray,
Elden
100%.
Ring.
No, but innovation. That's already Dark Souls 4. Stray is its own new game
That's
that's
what I
so
was going to say
unique.
as well.
It's got to be Stray, and I'm not even joking here. And if you think otherwise, Connor, then you are biased, and your opinion doesn't matter for any of this list.
You're just
You,
anti-cat,
you
bro.
covered so many bases as to like to not count my opinion. so-
Honestly, I'm with Blasky on that though.
Listen,
I think that
I'll,
Stray.
I'll listen. I'm fine with saying Stray, but for me, it is Elden Ring.
Okay, listen though. If you're gonna look at innovation in game direction design, sequel, don't know what immortality is, has to be Stray. Stray was one of a kind. Its own build of game direction and design. Stray is the only one that's like it.
I'm not saying your opinion's wrong or that we can't just say that it's Stray, but I'm not going to agree.
It's Stray.
Oh, fine. I don't care.
Can we just go in a different direction and say how these are the same titles over and over again? Like I know it's games that are
Oh,
released
to
in
be fair,
there's no games that have been released in 2022
There
that
were
are actually
really,
very
really
good.
bad games released this
Well,
year.
I know
There's
one.
so
Well,
many bad games.
you haven't played Signalis.
overall, just general.
Okay,
statement.
congrats on finding one game.
One?
Most of the games were pretty bad this year. They were not good.
Yeah,
except
a
for
lot of
Elden
them
Ring.
released, except for Stray.
And Season 8 of Rocket League.
And Season 8 of Rocket League.
Outstanding creative
Elden
vision.
Ring.
I mean,
To
come
be
on.
fair, also, Bear, that's why we went backwards on the list because at near the top of it, it becomes the
yeah,
same,
the same one,
like popular releases.
Yeah,
Signalis, not on any of these, which is a sham because it is incredible.
yeah.
But Stray wins this one.
Sure.
I'm with it.
I'm surprised. I don't know if you guys have heard of Core Keeper. That was like, it was
Core
a brand new
Keeper.
game that it went into alpha in March, and it's like a Minecraft-esque Terraria type game and it is awesome and super relaxing, and you have like skill points and stuff that you have to upgrade and everything based off of what you do. So it's like adds a little layer of like, character development within. But I'm not saying it should be here, but that's a game that I think should have made some sort of part of any
We
of
can
these
talk
lists.
about that. That sounds interesting. That sounds like the kind of thing I would be into because it's like 7 Days to Die. Whereas like as you do certain tasks, that task gets easier for
Well,
you.
it's like you mine enough blocks, your mining
No,
skill
that's
will
that's
level up.
that's 7 days.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So I'd be into that. Don't worry.
And
Game of the year.
finally, Game of the
Recognizing
Year.
game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical
I
fields.
can't believe it doesn't want to show Stray or Xenoblade. There we go.
Xenoblade 3, Stray, Horizon, God of War, Elden Ring.
Well, we
Like
already
that.
know which one it is.
I'm going Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
Fair.
It's got to be.
Game
Yeah,
of the Year.
absolutely. A
It's-
Plague Tale. I'm just kidding.
Stray.
We haven't talked about the game at all.
Plague
Nobody
Tale-
knows.
Plague
It's
Tale was
definitely
Oh,
really
because
cool.
I don't think any person here has played that.
I didn't
It's
play it. I
true,
watched
yeah.
it, but it
I
looked
wasn't
really cool.
interested in the first one, so I'm not going to start here.
Yeah, why
It
start
looks really
now?
cool.
Yep.
It's a really good-looking game, and I think it has an interesting story, but it just doesn't come close to the absolute grand scale and
Stray,
scope
yeah.
and incredibleness
of
of
Elden Ring.
Stray, which but Elden
I-
Ring should win.
I love that
Yeah,
me like hating on one thing has created this whole
It's just
this whole
bullying
dis-
at
You
this
hated
point.
on too much, and so we had to push back on something
Yeah,
here.
You're allowed to push back, but I'm allowed to not like it.
You haven't played it though.
Yeah, another review.
You're right. I'm-
Shut up.
But you can't just not like it because you haven't played it. That's what you're implying.
I
It's
totally
not what you're
can.
implying.
I totally cannot. I can definitely not like something without having played it.
Well,
You but you sit there and you said
you're
Starfield won't be good because Bethesda made a couple games I don't like, and
Be-
it's like, what?
I never said Starfield was going to be bad. I don't trust them. I don't trust Bethesda. Stop twisting my words. I'm
Tony,
allowed.
You just said that you hate Sean.
I can't believe
You know what?
said
You're
that.
right. I did say that. Sean, I hate you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Don't
Felt
worry.
that
I
one.
got you.
Felt that
Crispy.
one.
I got you, Blasky. I'll be more concrete in what I have to say.
I
I hate
appreciate that.
cats. That's why I don't like Stray. This stupid cat's the only thing people care about
Here
because
it
people care too much
finally
about
comes
cats.
out. Finally
Here we
You know
go.
what? You
Here
know
we
what?
go.
All
Here
you,
we go.
all you people who
Yeah.
like cats, get over it. It's an animal.
Get over it, he said.
Get over it.
Speaking of get over it,
Con-
that should've been on the
okay,
list.
for all of you at home, Connor said he's not a pet person. What does that mean?
I never said.
What pets do you own?
He likes. The
I used to
rats
have a
and
cat,
Plague
and then
Requiem.
it died, and then I got over it.
Oh, we're getting into the deepness
What was it
of
for?
why
Yeah,
Connor
it's because I
doesn't
had to
like
let
cats.
I had to let go, so I can't get attached
Didn't
again.
live enough long. It didn't have the 9 lives like it promised, did
Yeah,
it, Connor?
no, it
Huh?
didn't.
Huh?
It
Who's false
didn't.
advertising?
It's false
when
advertising.
that when that dog bit it.
What?
Yeah.
We're getting into deep things.
You like dogs?
I don't mind them. Like I don't mind cats. I don't have strong opinions on animals to begin with.
All right, pets of the year.
Really? Okay.
Obviously, the cat
What's the
from
most
Stray.
innovative pet this year?
Stray.
Oh,
Stray.
probably the
Video,
axolotl.
video games. This is the most innovative pet.
Yeah, you're right. Take care of
'Cause
it.
I take care of it. I
P-
clean the
PC.
disc.
Yeah.
So your
I
PC,
play with it
actually,
all the
hardware,
time.
grids,
Fair
yeah.
enough.
I feed it my time.
Yeah, honestly.
So Elden Ring is
So
game of the
Elden
year.
Ring
Yeah,
is
Elden
the-
Ring is,
Elden
yeah,
Ring is
okay,
the best game of
Elden
the
Ring,
year.
yeah,
Perfectly fine with that.
forever. Cool.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad we
I'm
got
just
there.
That
man,
was
part of me wants to just like
Do it again. Let's go.
talk some crap about God of War.
What is wrong with Elden Ring?
nothing.
What's wrong with
Is
it?
there
Honestly.
what are issues?
The co-op isn't good. That's built into the game. The co-op is not good because none of the Dark Souls games has had good co-op.
Yeah.
In terms of bringing people in because it's so limited on that scope. Which, though, to be fair, now playing the co-op mod with friends, myself, one other friend, one person has gotten like 3/4 of the way through the game, and one of them hasn't played it like at all because he's just not really that into them. That mod, playing that game co-op fully, is definitely built for if you've like already beaten it or played through a lot of it, because my friend who hasn't played it at all, being there makes it way harder to like just go out and do stuff.
Okay.
Because exploring that field
game.
with 3 other people together is weird and doesn't feel very good. It's
Odd.
a little odd.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
Like exchanges.
Like,
and
I
stuff
understand-
Like that. Yeah, I get it.
I understand why they do the co-op the way they do, but it's just still not very good co-op.
Mhm.
The biggest thing is just a lot of the enemies and a lot of the stuff is just so held over from Dark Souls 3, or a lot of the moves are from Dark Souls 3, but just like had effects added to them.
It's like graphical changes to the same stuff.
A little bit. Even then, it's still the same engine. It's very clearly the same engine. They've just like stretched it thinner to make it cover an open
Yeah,
world.
but like some of the fights in that game, like against Radon,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Melania, are like some of the. I think
Oh,
they
yeah.
might be like the greatest fights.
Boss fights.
Of boss fights.
From Software has perfected the boss fight from Bloodborne. Bloodborne really helped them perfect it because of the Phase 2 gimmick that they do. So like when you hit the 50% mark on certain bosses, a cutscene will play and they will change into a completely different fight, and it's the best. Especially Horalu.
Horalu, yeah, where he just shoves. Or no. Oh, you mean the one, the other one?
I mean Lion guy.
Yeah, you're not talking about. Is it
Lion
Godric?
guy.
No.
Iron Blaze?
Not Godric. Or whichever
Phase
one's
2
the one
of
that like
Godric.
shoves his hand into the Which one's the one that shoves his hand into the dragon? Just
Oh, that's
That's
Dragon
Godric.
Guy.
That's
Dragon
Godric.
guy,
I'm talking about. God, okay.
the other Godric.
Here's the
yeah.
here's the other thing about, you know what? Is there like a, do I have this on? You know what? Let's just full screen.
Wow, clean. That was a
Okay.
clean transition.
Nice.
So the thing is, because now we're just going to talk about stuff. The other biggest issue with Elden Ring is the names of the important characters, because Godric, Godfrey, Godwyn is the most confusing 3 names, because it's like, God, they're all like kind of the same person in a weird way, but they're hard to talk about as different people. It's so bad. The names
Yeah.
are super bad in that game. And that's just another big. That's
yeah, it's
another
like
thing.
the STB 556.
What?
The names in Call of Duty, the guns.
Oh,
They didn't get licensed or
There's a
something. Like
million of the exact same sounding guns, but the numbers are slightly different, and
Yeah.
they're completely different.
they didn't like give them
guns.
like nicknames or something.
No.
They did, but they're it's
Oh,
like it's
not
like the
really.
Kastov 74U, then the Kastov 565, the Kastov this, the Kastov that. Like they're
And
all
so
the
people
same
just-
name, just a different number.
Wait, that's real.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Kastov
terrible.
762, the Kastov
disgusting.
565, Kastov
Yikes.
74U. Yeah,
Ugh.
it's
And so
terrible.
people just call it what they were.
The Kastov Vaznik 9V.
So people just call it what it used
Love
to be
that one.
called. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
So
that's the
terrible.
MP5.
All right, this is 74U. This is the AK-47. This is this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Lockman 565. The Lockman, whatever the one for the MP5 is. The
446 or
Lockman
something.
762. The Lockman that's
Oh.
Lockman sub.
Lockman sub 9mm.
Lockman's this is really bad.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
like
really
that.
rough. It's
Yeah.
really rough.
Yeah, so if you think that Elden Ring was bad with the names, try Call of Duty.
No, but like these are like character names that you have to kind of know to talk about.
Yeah, but they all come from the same family at least. So
Yeah.
like that's why they're all Godwin, Godfrey, Godric.
It's just
you know,
they could have done more than not at all with those names.
Like God of War.
fair. But you also had
That's good.
Ragnarok.
golly, what's his name?
Yeah, exactly.
Margit.
Yeah.
And Margaret.
and
Margaret.
Mhm.
Yes.
what was his
I regret.
brother's name?
Yeah,
The one
exactly.
they fight later on.
Mm-hmm.
It's slightly different. I can't think of
Yeah,
what it is.
weird.
There's one Margit the Fellow and then
Mhm.
Margot.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
terrible.
And Margot.
Don't you?
It's not even
It
off.
looks like Margot, but
Margot.
it's just
I
Margot.
hate families that their last name is a certain letter, so all the first names have to be that way too.
Yep.
Like a Jefferson, and you're like, oh, Jordan Jefferson, and
Mhm.
J.C. Jefferson, and
Yeah,
John
yeah,
Jefferson.
Jeff.
You know, it's
Jeff
Yeah,
so
watch
dumb.
yourself.
Yeah, Jeffrey Jeff Jefferson.
Yeah, Jeffrey Jeff Jefferson.
I will say
Third.
the my biggest complaint though of the stuff on that list. Of,
George Jetson. Oh,
Where's the mouse? There it is.
George Jetson.
wait, that's a G.
I can't say anything about these two
You
that
did
I haven't
nice.
already said.
Yeah.
God of War, man, that thing's just way too much like 2018.
Mm.
It's
Is that the same boy?
Yes. That's
same kid but
Atreus.
grown up.
Is that the same?
Atreus.
Is that the same man?
Yes.
That's Kratos.
Kratos and
Yeah.
Atreus.
What do you mean?
What do you?
I'm just
what do you
making
mean?
sure I'm
Same
answering your
voice
What are
question.
you
actors
even
as well.
saying?
What I'm saying there is, it's the same thing.
If you haven't seen
is
the
the same
voice
thing, right?
actor who plays Atreus, if you haven't seen his movie mid-90s that Jonah Hill directed, it's really good. You should go watch it. Sonny Soljic puts on a great performance in that movie.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay,
Just thought I'd do that as an side note.
I'm probably
Try
not
and
gonna
plug
watch
Jenna's
it.
movie.
Yeah. Same.
I'm not
It's on
gonna
Amazon
watch it.
Prime. Go
That's
watch it.
nice. Anyway, too much like 2018. You don't get a new weapon until the third act, which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah, and a lot of the
Yikes.
like the axe and the chaos blades you get right at the beginning of the game, so you use them the entire time until you get the new thing. But you don't have none of the 2018 stuff carries over unless you unlock it again,
Oh my god.
which doesn't make any sense because they don't even explain away like a Metroid why you lose all of your new moves that you had before or why you have to re-upgrade everything. It's just I don't know. It's just level 1 again
Do you get your new weapon before the fireplace or after the fireplace?
before.
What about before the jungle place?
Literally, it's
What about before the jungle place?
after the jungle place.
How about the outer space place?
Before that?
Oh,
Outer place.
Outer place.
Outer place.
It's funny. It's funny you say the fireplace because it's. I literally just went there, and you only go there plot wise for like 10 minutes, and then you're out, unless you want to do the side mission there. But I don't. It's so close to the. That game does something really annoying where it's ramping up to the end, but characters are going. We should maybe just like bum around and do side quests for a little bit. It's like no. We hit a really big story moment. Why are you trying to divert me into like this dumb stuff that doesn't matter, or
Like the
that
jungle place.
a little bit, because you like the
Hate
cool,
the jungle place.
the jungle place has a thing that's interesting that I want to go do, but I'm too ramped up in the story to want to go do it. Is at the beginning of the game you have a fight with Thor. It's not a spoiler. It's the first.
Spoiler.
It's the first like 15 minutes of the game. Is it happens? Kind of like what
That
happens in
fight's sick.
2018 with Boulder.
Mm.
Where you
Yep.
you fight Boulder in the first 10
Spoilers.
minutes. So same thing with this one. You clash with Thor with Mjolnir with the axe, and it freezes a lightning bolt in the middle of the zone, and it stays there. So like you leave and you're just traveling in Midgard, and you see it in the distance, and you see another one in the jungle place at the 75% mark of the game.
Yeah.
It's there. Another one is there. It's like I didn't do that. But now it's like this mystery to figure out, why is there a lightning bolt that's frozen that I didn't do? You know?
Wow, that's a lot of negativity, man.
I respect it.
It's
I'm glad
well,
you-
because like the story is the driving thing, but the game playing the game part of it did not scale up. There's way too many of those stupid like loading zones from 2018 where you walk through you go up to a hole in the wall and you hit circle and then you just walk through it. And there's too many. There's too many of those. I hate it. It's so like just so like
Thank you for coming to Connor's rant.
Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate you so much.
I have opinions.
Thank you.
I need them out to the world. They need to know. All right. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna end
whole
it.
reason you did this segment
I
in the beginning.
kind of. I love it. It's like it's the only time I get to talk about this kind of stuff,
Rant.
and everybody has to sit there and listen.
Respect.
All right.
Sit there and listen.
All right. Have
Goodbye.
a good one, everybody.
Take care.